Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and welcome to our live coverage of the 2024 NHL Entry Draft. Live reaction, breakdown, and analysis of the entire first round. Last year was close to a 4-hour stream, so I'm looking forward to doing it all over again. Welcome, everybody. Already some comments here in the chat. Some excitement here. Mighty Joe, Data's draft day of deals and details. Are you ready to rumble? Yes, I am. Landon, welcome to the stream, my friend. Jenzy McKenzie, Noah, Jack, everybody, welcome aboard as we're looking forward to a very long but exciting evening ahead. And so just when you compare it to our usual length of streams. And we're going to be having... what's going on here? I thought there was a trade that happened for a second. My apologies. So as I'm saying, not only will it be the draft, but there have been so many discussions throughout today and throughout the last couple of days of different trade possibilities, different teams moving up. The Canes moved up from 26 to 21. The Sharks moved up from 14 to 11. There's a lot going on in terms of considerations, whether it be Martin Necas or who are some other players who are on the Cam Atkinson being bought out, Ryan Suter being bought out, Jeff Skinner being bought out. A lot of different conversations going on right now between teams who have money to spend, will have positions available, have draft capital to be at their disposal. It's gonna be an exciting time here. Let's see, moments away from Don Sweeney trading the entire franchise for Celebrini. Almost, right? For Boston University. That would be something, eh? So I'm very excited as it seems to be trending-ish. Maybe you got Celebrini at 1. What did they have to go? They gave up a 2nd and a 7th to move up those spots. Then possibly got Levshinov at 2, Zeev Buim at 3, and then Lindstrom at 4, which would leave Demidov for 5. But that would be ridiculous, right? I don't know. Hey, Cat Dad Gamer. Data, loved your draft day last year so much. Had to be back. Your knowledge is impeccable. Thank you for doing this. Go Blues. Hey, well, thank you so much for the extremely kind words to start off the stream. Thank you for starting off with such a kind sentiment. Very kind of you, Cat Dad Gamer. Hope that I'll be able to entertain as well as possible for the next 4 hours or so. Sportsnet here on the side as well, if we get that going too. In the sphere, everyone's excited here. David Amber. And it's great to have you along for a pretty historical moment. The first live TV show. Is this the most exciting draft in recent history? You have to think so. All right, here we go. It's about that. Hobbsy wants a Ginla into his veins. What's the most interesting storyline as we head into the 2024 draft? Let me go ahead and mute that. So, as always, as we move through things, we'll have this board. This is where I usually make my thumbnail. So we'll have this board. You got Hockey Ref, you got Hockey DB, Cap Friendly. We'll keep track of not only the picks, but where those picks came from. The first 5 picks are all team owned, but pick number 6 coming originally, pick number 7. When you look at the Senators' selection, they will be forfeiting their 2024, 2025, and 2026 first-round picks because of Evgeny Dadonov. So them keeping their pick this year means that they are going to be losing their 2025 or 2026 first. And the condition was top 5 protected. So Arizona received it, but then if Ottawa made it the result, all that to say, Ottawa keeps number 7, Arizona gets the 2024 second. Then moving on to pick 11, we see that the Sharks got that from the Sabres for 14 and 42. Buffalo, this pick got moved around a lot, but it ends up going from Pittsburgh to Buffalo to San Jose, then to Buffalo. The Red Wings have the pick here that came in the Alex DeBrincat trade, but then things got moved around. But just to say, there's a lot of fluidity. Lots of fluidity. Don't worry about that. But we'll be keeping an eye first and foremost on this board right here. There you go. Mighty Joe, I got to get draft board up or Data will do it for me. Read your mind, my friend. Sens are losing a first for their penalty too. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen soon enough. Nathan, I'm watching the draft on TV and stream on my phone. I will sync them to get live reaction. Bang. There you go. That's the exact thing that you want to do, Nathan. Well said. My Pens missed out on a big D-man class. That's going to, no first-round pick here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Jeremy, welcome to the stream. Very unfortunate for the Penguins, a team that needs to get prospects in their system, but they did get a good deal of quantity in the Jake Gensel deal at the very least. So you can say that as a Penguins fan. There you go. Mark, Landon, Perfect. Let's see where things are going here.
Plays like his hair's on fire, plays fast, offense, pushback, physically.
Let me just also pull up Twitter. Also going to pull up Twitter on the.
Might be an outlier, but that's how much I love him.
All right, we're about to get some answers.
I'm not sure who they. Oh,
more answers about the news.
Who is this? Sorry, who had number 4? Who's number 4 on this guy's list?
Again,
number 4. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Some team like Montreal or Utah jump the queue. Boots.
Oh, Zeev. Okay, Zeev number 4 on this. Yeah, Zeev could go top 3. So what you'll want to be excited for, what you'll want to keep an eye out for, ladies and gentlemen, is after the draft is over, we got to figure out who's going to be the first player to be have their career simulated on NHL 24. That's going to be a very exciting thing to see. So it could be the Canadiens' pick. If it's Demidov, it's definitely going to be Demidov as the Canadian selection. That'll be what we do first and foremost. But if not, it could be maybe Levshunov if he goes to the Blackhawks. We'll look out for that. Mr. Brian Michalak, welcome to the stream, my friend. Thank you for joining us this evening. Should I watch the draft on ESPN or Sportsnet? I'm watching on Sportsnet. We did Celebrini already. If you want to see the Celebrini simulation, it's already out. It's already out there. If you want to see the Celebrini Sharks sim, that was done. I hope Gary Bettman forces the Sharks to give their pick to the Hawks to draft Celebrini. No, but on a serious note, I really hope the Hawks draft Demidov. It's sounding more and more like it's going to be Levshunov going to Chicago. Sorry, let me fix my microphone here. It's sounding more and more like Levshunov to the Blackhawks, Demidov to the Canadiens. I'm not getting too excited yet, but if he's available, if he's dropping to 4, then to 5, Kent, please feed my family, Kent. Please feed my family. That would be incredible. Data, I should be good for what you asked on Discord. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Hobbs. You will get around pick number 7. Pick number 6, 7. We'll revisit that. Beautiful. As always, leave a like for the stream ahead. Subscribe if you haven't already for all of our breaking news here for the draft, for free agency, for trades to come, for career simulations, our 3 live stream franchise mode series. There's a ton happening here on the channel. We'll take a little break-ish into the summer, but for right now, we're at the busiest. We're right in the heart of the busiest time of the year between the draft, free agency, trades, career simulations. It's an exciting time on the channel, so subscribe to not miss out on anything.
Begins now.
There we go. Noah, man, wish I could watch on cable because I don't have Sportsnet app on my own. Riverdale. No problem, Noah. We'll keep you as close to the action as possible over here.
Don't just dream about playing for a franchise.
Hey, welcome aboard, Slim. Definitely you. I draft you at 25. I draft you way before 25. This is the NHL Draft. Yeah, I got to put my best movie voice on. Your next dream begins now. What is this? Just can we get started, please? A year ago, the debate was Celebrini versus Yzerman. The Sharks might now get both of them. That would be crazy, eh? That would be crazy. You know what else is crazy? A year ago, Philip is in Iceland. No, not able to watch it. Well, Philip will do our best. Oh, Gary's up. Gary.
Welcome to the 2024
yes, sir. Can you guys hear Gary well enough?
The faces that you see behind me are the future of the National Hockey League. And tonight and tomorrow, their dreams will come true and foundations
Batman
of
for a
Stanley
bacon.
Cup champions will be built. The National Hockey League is thrilled to bring this event to this remarkable venue that has redefined entertainment. And we are honored to stage the first sporting event and the first live televised event at Sphere Las Vegas.
How's this now, Mighty Joe? I'll put it up a bit more. Let me know.
Our thanks to James Dolan for welcoming us into his creation.
Celebrini number 1, absolument.
Talented people at Sphere for helping us make the 62nd NHL Draft.
Give me a second. I'm just going to grab my charger for when I need it in 2 hours. Just let's keep listening to Gary.
To all of the prospects with us here at Sphere for getting to this point. And congratulations and thanks to all of the parents, siblings, and other family members and coaches whose support cannot be over-acknowledged. And thanks to the best fans in all of sports, whether you are here tonight or watching at draft parties or anywhere in the world. We appreciate your incredible support. The first pick in the 2024 Upper Deck NHL Draft belongs to the San Jose Sharks. San Jose, you are on the clock.
Great.
All right, so there we go. Welcoming up.
Welcome, Gary. Thank you for the big welcome, Gary. Let's go. I got the charger ready to go for when we're going to need it later. Yeah, so Celebrini is definitely going to be number 1. But then after that, even if Levchinov seems to be the favorite at 2, it seems like starting at 3, guaranteed at 4, there's going to be some big divide. So yeah, Celebrini going to be going at number 1. But the question will be, who is going after that? Okay, perfect. As I was just saying before, we were just talking about a year ago, it's Celebrini or Yzerman, and now a year later, Yzerman might not even be in the top 10. Even so, a year ago, when we're doing this live stream for the 2023 draft, now a year later, here I am engaged, a homeowner, and laser eye surgery, and it goes to show how much a year can change things for myself and for Cole Yzerman, right?
Standard, Chuck, with the way that I come to the rink prepared.
What are they talking about over here? They have a 3-minute. 3 minutes. Mike Greer just smiling at his table.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a guy that's going to change your whole franchise. Not every draft has.
They're talking about Celebrini now.
But after 5 years of misery in San Jose and bottoming out this year, they have 2 losing streaks over 10 games. They get a chance to get back on Celebrini. He was going to dominate both ends of the ice. He's not Sidney Crosby, but he's Crosby-esque in terms of the two-way effort, the two-way game. This is a special player, and this is a great moment for the Sharks organization and Mike Greer.
And this is the first time the Sharks...
Slim, are you serious? You think I'm going to stop my live stream and end my live stream on YouTube to answer your call on Discord? Slim, you kill me. Yeah, the sphere looks really cool.
When we did the draft lottery,
how likely is it that Yzerman drops to the early mid-20s? I don't think so. I think he goes before 20. I don't know if it's going to be way before then, but I think he's there before 20. Ah, j'espère que oui. Bernard, imagine. Demidov à 5. Whew. Is Macklin the new Jonathan Toews? I read some things about that. I've read some comparisons to Jonathan Toews. I'm not sure if the two-way game is quite in that same I don't know if it's the category, but in that same trajectory, I guess you could say. I don't know if he has that same trajectory as a player. More of a sniping player with good two-way ability than a pure two-way forward, I think I would say. Right? Dickinson, je pense pas. Je pense pas, honnêtement. Ça dépend. Si Demidov est là à 5, absolument, ça doit être Demidov. S'il est déjà choisi à 3 ou 4, les choix sont entre Dickinson ou Lindstrom. Je peux comprendre Dickinson. Ça dépend. Gen Z, I've heard rumors of Columbus trading their pick. I think that would depend on if I've heard the Hurricanes being involved with that. If the Hurricanes were to say we'll move Nachas and a pick to get number 4, I could see it, but I don't know. English, yeah, I'm just saying if I could see Dickinson at 5, only if Demidov's already gone. Here we go for pick number 1. It's Mike Greer.
I'd like to thank our great fans here and around the world.
Yeah!
Yes, sir.
And a big shout out to our draft party at the Shark Tank. We really appreciate your guys' support. And I'd also like to congratulate Glenn Sather on her terrific career in hockey. Making our selection will be one of the greatest passers of all time, former number 1 overall pick, and Sharks great,
No way.
Joe Thornton.
Joey! Jumbo, what? Jumbo Joe! They're going crazy for Jumbo. Jumbo Joe on the stage.
Here we go. With
Who's this guy yelling? Jiggles, come on now.
In the 2024 NHL Draft, the San Jose Sharks are very proud to select from Boston University, Macklin Celebrini.
Macklin. There you go. Who's this guy yelling, and why haven't they done anything about this?
What a moment for the Celebrini family. Dad Rick, Mom Robin, brother Aiden, of course, was drafted
Macklin Celebrini.
last year.
Even better, seeing Jumbo Joe Thornton.
It was very cool that Joe Thornton, the first overall pick from 1997, and a Shark hero, introducing
Macklin Celebrini, a great sniper, good two-way ability. What else can be said about him? What I'm going to read about each player, I'll mute this for a second. What I'm going to read about each player, by the way, won the 2024 Hobie Baker, youngest player to ever win it. What I'm going to read about each player is the EP Rinkside elevator pitch. One sentence, one or two sentences about a player. So elevator pitch on Macklin Celebrini, an overwhelmingly skilled and dynamic two-way center with franchise player potential. The best draft year college prospect we've ever scouted. So very high praise. Scouting report says that Macklin Celebrini is special, no other way to put it, and every accomplishment and award he amassed along the way in his draft year only acted as constant reminders of as much. So there's not much better. You can't say much more about a guy than that.
What stands out for me and watching him, when his name gets announced, is the composure.
Oh, that was the guy who was yelling, the guy with the sleeveless guy?
And he's going to be an exceptional pro.
And you say young man, and he just turned 18 3 weeks ago. Youngest player in the NCAA, a freshman winning the Hobie Baker. How much do you factor that in, Chuck, when you think about the skill set of a player like that? Also, the fact he's so young.
Well, you even go back to his UHL days. 16 years old, basically led the league in scoring last year.
This guy, what a guy.
Old, the best collegiate player in the country. I mean, he's the youngest player in the country, the best player in the country. So it's incredible. Obviously, he's a quick learner. He's going to adapt very quickly to the NHL, and I'm sure he'll be a very good player if he chooses to.
You know what I'm going to do right now?
One thing here, guys, is that he's a three-zone player too, right? We're seeing all these.
What I'm going to do right now is also, I'm going to tweet out, just like I saw Glove Save Gaming do, I'm going to tweet out my Celebrini simulation. I bet this would be a good time since people are searching Celebrini. I'm going to go ahead and share that if you don't mind here for a second. Can't wait for Celebrini and Bedard to join the Canucks when their contracts are both up. Now that would be something, eh? I'm going to tweet that into the universe since people might be searching for Celebrini. Might not be a bad idea. As we keep listening to what Sportsnet has to say.
The leadership part that comes with it. The guy who's first on the ice, who's last off it in the gym. These are all impressive things about this young man. So I do see a comparison there for sure.
The consensus #1 pick, Macklin Celebrini, is right now standing by with our Jeff Merritt. Jeff.
David, thanks very much. Alongside Macklin Celebrini. First of all, Macklin, congratulations. And did you have any idea that it was going to be Joe Thornton making the pick?
No, I had no idea. That was a great surprise. I was super happy you made the pick.
I can only imagine with your dad when you saw that man and that beard walking up to the podium. Now, Junior Shark as a kid, did it almost seem like destiny? And when we were playing as a Junior Shark, did you ever imagine a day like this wearing the same jersey?
To be honest, no. I never thought that far in the future. I was just enjoying my hockey when I was a young kid. So, but to go full circle here, it's a really exciting moment for me and my family.
What goes through your mind when you see these old shots of you with the Sharks jersey?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's honestly, it's surreal that life came full circle and I'm back to where I was.
Your family is thrilled for you. A lot of people are thrilled for you. Who outside of your family do you think is happiest for you right now?
Probably my closest friends and coaches that have helped me my whole life. They've been everything to me.
Now is where things are going to get very interesting. See if the Hawks go Demidov, eh?
Everything that I've been taught. So I'd probably say them.
Okay, here's
That's
the big
done.
question. Have
Perfect.
you
Thank
made
you.
a decision yet? Will you be wearing that jersey next year? Or
Come on. Obviously, he's going to be in. Come on. We all know.
I got to talk to my career in the San Jose organization, and
we all know. Yes, sir. We all know, baby. Don't worry.
Whatever you do, it'll be the right decision. Congratulations again, Mac.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
There he is, Macklin Celebrini. Elliot, to you.
Congratulations, Mike. Big day for the Sharks. Jeff just asked Macklin Celebrini about his future. He said he has to talk to you. What are you going to tell him to do?
Well, thank you. No, we're really excited.
It's not sounding like Demidov would go to Anaheim. It's pretty much 2 or 4, and Chicago seems more and more certain that they're going Levshinov. Demidov going to 4 might be the only thing that makes sense.
That's a great day for the organization.
The most talented player in this draft. Number 1 overall in another year, perhaps. Could fall to 5 the Canadiens. I'm getting ahead of myself, but but he could go 2 here at Chicago as well. I'm pretty content with most options at 5.
Kyle?
Elliott alongside Steve Nash.
Steve Nash, what's he doing here? Okay, mute. What's Steve Nash doing here? Yeah, they really do take their sweet time, eh? They really take their sweet time. Steve Nash, what's he talking about? Okay, so if I could read a bit more on Macklin Celebrini, he entered the season as college hockey's youngest player and won the Hobey Baker Award given to the country's top player, only briefly making a pit stop along the way to serve as Canada's best player at the World Juniors in Sweden. With any luck, he would have finished his campaign playing among men in Prague at the World Championships too. Instead, he'll have to put that off a couple months as he awaits his next challenge, saving the San Jose Sharks. It's no small ask, but all Celebrini has done to this point in his career is meet every challenge that the sport has laid in front of him. Yeah, Steve Nash from the NBA. That's who's talking right now. Owen asking, when does Zane Parrott go? I feel like he's getting really underrated. I think he's going to go, if not top 10, he's guaranteed, I think, would be going like 11 to the Sharks. I think that would make a lot of sense for him, if not earlier. But I think 11 is the furthest he could fall. Let's start with the performance at Boston University. There's a lot to say about Macklin Celebrini. There's a ton to say. Industry chatter. Let's see. NHL Scout in June of 2024 said he's for real. He matches the hype. He's a franchise player for the Sharks, #1 center, will play first power play, PK. He's an elite player, an elite worker. There's some Crosby and McKinnon in him in terms of his work ethic, the way he competes, takes care of his body, everything. So that's a lot to say right there. That's a lot to say. Another scout saying that he would have been the #2 pick in last year's draft after Connor Bedard and ahead of Fantilli and Leo Carlson. That makes sense as well. What else are they saying here?
Next on the clock, the Chicago Blackhawks. All sorts of intrigue here because they're second this year. Last year they were first with Connor Bedard. Are they going to give him a running mate, someone up front with him maybe?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But over the last 2 drafts, they've had 5 first-rounders. They've used 2 of them on defensemen, Korchinski and Rinzel, and they've used 3 on forward. So they
have a couple. They have a good balance in Chicago.
But man, there's some really good options here for Kyle Davidson. You think about Ivan Demidov, and then you think about Artem Levshinov, who played at Michigan State.
All right, Chicago's going up to the podium. Big moment coming up.
Clear here for the #2 pick.
And Kyle Davidson making his way up to the podium. This is the first time in franchise history the Chicago Blackhawks will draft 2nd overall. Again, Connor
really?
Bedard, Rookie of the Year. Let's find out for the pick for the Hawks.
All right, big moment. And Doggy with $1.99 escalators. Thanks, Doggy. All right, let's see who goes to #2.
First overall pick in 2024 Calder Trophy winner, Connor Bedard.
Hey, Bedard. Thanks, Doggy, for the $1.99. I'm going to add that to your list of donations. Every donation on the channel gets you entered into a raffle for a created player in the franchise mode. All right, here we go. Bedsy.
With the 2nd overall pick in the 2024
Here we go.
NHL Draft, the Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select Artem Levshinov.
Okay, Levshinov to the Blackhawks. First defenseman to go. Levshinov off the board. As he goes at #2, leaving Demidov to potentially drop a little bit more.
Right-handed defenseman, which we know is such a coveted position.
Big offensively minded two-way D.
Both of you guys, and you sort of said it could have gone either way by Levshinov.
Well, the right shot defenseman, that's a really difficult thing to
Right
acquire.
shot defenseman, yeah, rare to have. Isn't Korchinski right-handed as well? Drafted. Hey, welcome, Alfred.
During COVID, and then he comes over from Belarus. He's expected to play in the CHL. He doesn't go there. He ends up in Green Bay in the USHL. He finishes a great year there.
I don't know if Demidov to Anaheim seems to be the move.
His game continues to rise, and yet probably until just recently.
Hey, Vinny, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it.
Hadn't seen his family, and to think that he has fought through all that to have the type of year he had, the personal.
Oh my goodness, Slim, I'm not going to stop my YouTube live stream to answer your phone call on Discord.
So in terms of a pure skill
This guy
set,
kills me.
obviously the right shots.
Hey, Wesley! West, long time no talk, my friend. Glad you could make it. Hope everything's going well, my friend. Really happy to see you. Classic. Glad you can make it, though, Zach.
He's green light all the time. That's how he's programmed. His defensive awareness is a
Make Hockey Life, why wouldn't you select Demidov? I guess it came down to in their last 5 first-round picks, they've selected 3 forwards and 2 defense.
Such a coveted position.
Yeah, let's see what they have to say about Levchinov a bit more.
Obviously, when you combine the 6'2" with the right shot defense and the mobility.
Yeah, a lot of forwards in Anaheim. If Demidov goes, I could see him going for Columbus.
15 top 2-round picks the next 4 years. That's an insane amount of draft capital. Obviously, they have Connor Bedard, they have Korchinski, they have Reichel, and now you add a defenseman like this, a guy with size and really real quality two-way game.
Yeah, brings a lot to the table. Trades in the green of Michigan State for the red of the Chicago Blackhawks. And the only top three picks for Michigan State ever: Joe Murphy, first in '86; Craig Simpson, our own colleague there, second behind Wendell Clark in 1980.
Somebody named Rod Brindamore might have pulled that jersey on once upon a time.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
All right, let's go here.
Yeah, I'm super happy to have the new Ducks logo.
Options. What settled you on this one?
I think just the total package already possessed. You know, he can skate, he can push offense.
Yeah, he can skate, he pushes offense, he's physical.
We just love the way he projects and how he fits in our system.
Okay, you've got one more, and there's been lots of action around it. You like to do things. Are you keeping or are you selling?
Is selling as in moving it away?
Yeah.
We won't. No, we're gonna make another pick today, but
Will it be at
where
18?
If it's
Yeah.
ahead of 18 or behind it.
Thanks very
Interesting.
much.
So they'll make another first-round pick. What will they do with that?
Thank you so much. All right, so we have our first defenseman off the board. Maybe
If Iginla's there at 9, I think the Flames should take him probably. Depends on who else is there.
Elite player shrouded in mystery will be the next forward taken.
Well, I think the really interesting part about this, and I do believe that he's the second best player available in this draft class. Having said that,
So Levchinov, yeah. 35 points in 38 games with Michigan State. Let me just get through this. 30. Whoa, Nikki. Whoa. Really? Hold on. McHockey just said Ehlers to Washington. Hold on a second. McHockey Life. You can't say things like that. Hold on a second. If they're getting Mangiapane and I don't see anything about that. No, McHockey Live. Call it McHockey Live. Anyways, so Levchinov, 35 points in 38 games with Michigan State. Oh my goodness, gotta be careful of copyright there. Let me go back to this. Okay, and back here. So Levchinov, let's see. Elevator pitch on Levchinov, the undisputed best defenseman in this draft. He has the physical profile and the tools to become a #1 defenseman at the NHL level, but consistency has thus far eluded him. Okay. What else do we see on scouting reports? So catch Levchinov on the right night, and you could just as easily be convinced he's the best defensive prospect to enter the draft in the last half decade. When his motor was running high, the Belarusian defenseman looked like a world beater. This, despite playing a matchup role as a freshman in one of the country's most difficult conferences. No small feat. This is elite prospects, by the way. Levchinov could kill plays between the blue lines, get big stops in the defensive zone, transition the play up ice, and finish it with a well-placed wrist shot. Sometimes on the same shift. Better still, he could make it look easy. Of course, his capacity to bring you out of your seat was only matched by his capacity to lull you into the best sleep you've had in years. And sometimes, Levchinov could just outright frustrate you to no end. Far from looking like a top 10 pick, he was wholly unremarkable in many of our viewings. Interesting. So we're banking, elite prospects saying, on flashes of brilliance and a profile that sets a reasonably high floor to fall back on, as evidenced by our ranking. Now the Ducks are up for pick number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This is going to be very interesting. Is it going to be Zeev? Where are the Ducks going with this one?
Our draft 2024 to Glenn Cochran and his family.
And Jiggles is standing by to join us after this pick is made, by the way.
We will miss his character, his humor, and positive attitude. Glenn was an integral part of our scouting staff, amateur scouting staff, for 17 years. He's one of the finest men I've ever met and will be greatly missed. Making our selection, his former great
and Anaheim Ducks captain Scott Niedermayer.
Scotty.
The Anaheim Ducks are proud
Here we go.
from the Oshawa Generals,
Woo!
Beckett Seneca.
What? Beckett. Is it spelled like this? Is it Senekai? Seneki? Senec? I keep forgetting how it's pronounced. Wow, that's a big surprise in recent days. That has not been the sentiment in recent days. As Beckett Seneki, Senekai, whatever it was, I forget, goes at 3 to the Anaheim Ducks. Wow. Let's get some information on him before we bring Jiggles in.
He's growing.
Give us a moment here.
Are really good. He's putting up points, and then you get to the playoffs. You talk about his performance there, but then he got hurt. Out of the playoffs for the final against the
ranked 9th by Elite Prospects.
And oddly enough, it's one of those rare occasions where
third in OHL scoring with 68 points. He had 68 points in 63 games.
To rise his draft stock.
Shades of Drake Batherson, says Elite Prospects.
We got into this thing and figured maybe 10 or 11 for Seneca.
Seneca.
That's a little bit of a shocker for me. But
Seneca at 3.
The mid to late 20s to go
Stormcloud Films. This is going to end up really good or really bad. I agree.
Wow,
The Canadians are guaranteed Demidov or Lindstrom. That's great. That's music to my ears.
He's going to love this style of player, right? At 182 pounds right now.
Seneca, so elevator pitch on Seneca, an ankle-breaking winger who combines deft playmaking, manipulation, powerful net drives, and puck thievery skills to control the game. The draft's biggest late riser. A late riser who's gone from first round to top 10 and now finishes top 3, draft 3rd overall. It was a tale of 2 seasons for Seneca. One good, another great. The season splits are staggering as the calendar turned to welcome a new year. Seneca had 25 points in 28 games. Then he scored 43 in 35 before then scoring 22 more in 16 playoff games. No, he's a right winger. He's not a defensive defenseman. He's a right winger. What we saw from Seneca in that stretch indicated every point was well-earned too, forcing us to move him from the fringe of our first round all the way into our top 10, and now he ends up going number 3. The skill is there. They've seen the flashes. My goodness. Now, live on the floor in San Jose, we had our good friend Jiggles Nick right here, who was able to react live to Celebrini left in. Jiggles, what are you seeing down there in San Jose?
How's it going? Hello from San Jose and the SAP Center and the draft party.
Hey, thanks for making it all the way live from the SAP Center itself. One of the 17,000 plus lucky people to be there. What are people saying right now? How's the feeling? What is going on at the SAP?
Honestly, the vibes are amazing. So pretty much when we obviously knew that Celebrini Sharks was a pick. The Sharks were not hiding it at all. My career was pretty transparent. So we all in here out in San Jose knew it was coming, and so just the build up to from when, of course, we booed Bettman because that's what we do as hockey fans, and then from that time as Bettman opened the draft until Jumbo announced the pick, it was just let's go Sharks. They brought Sharky onto the stage where and we're just like cheering, let's go Sharks until the selection was actually made. Of course, we loved it when Jumbo was announcing it. And when
I was going to ask about Jumbo. What did people say? How was the reaction to Jumbo coming out?
Oh, loud cheers, cheers. And then they had so the pick was announced. They had Celebrini's name all over the Jumbotron. They had the teal streamers that would just burst out onto the floor, and it was loud. It was like being the vibes were like being at a game because we were that excited.
That's great. And now with pick 11 coming up soon enough, and now already with things being mixed up a bit with Benik Senekai going at number 3, what are people saying about pick number 11? Who is the consensus hope at the SAP?
Well, I mean, from what we kind of see, reading online and just getting a pulse heading up to the draft itself, the Sharks prospect pool needs a defenseman. So I would say it's probably either a defenseman, one of the top 6, or as it's been rumored leading up to draft, Cole Eiserman. So, but we'll have to see what it actually is. But I do appreciate that Beckett Seneca went 3 to the Ducks, because that probably pushes the defenseman down.
True. Seneca, I keep reminding myself how to pronounce that name, but Seneca now joining your division there in the Pacific with the Ducks. Are you, as a Sharks fan, are you happy that the Ducks went with Seneca and not with one of the, like maybe a Demidov?
Yeah, because if Demidov is as thrilled, is as skilled and as talented as it looks, honestly, I appreciate that they took Seneca, and also because as a Sharks fan, I'm looking at the top defenseman, and if Seneca went that early, it pushes people down. So I'm kind of glad they made that selection.
Very good, very good. Now, Jiggles, we got the Blue Jackets moving up for pick number 4. If you don't mind, we'll put you on standby, and we'll have you come back maybe around pick number 11 later this evening if you're free to come back again.
All right, sounds good. I'll let you know.
All right, thanks, Jiggles. We'll talk soon. Live on the floor at the SAP Center.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, Jiggles. You too. Great. So we'll get to the pick now from Columbus.
Welcome our great fans. Fifth line back into the camp.
Jiggles, one of our longtime viewers from the channel.
Pick, the only Columbus Blue Jackets player that's had his number retired.
Oh, it's Rick Nash.
Pick in the 2002
big moment. Big moment. Please leave Demidov for Kent so that Kent can put food on my table. Come on, leave me Demidov. Come on, Rick.
4th overall selection.
Come on, Rick.
The Columbus Blue Jackets are proud to select from the Medicine Hat Tiger.
Yes!
Caden Lindstrom.
Let's go. Okay, that's half the battle. That's half the battle. Caden Lindstrom going 4th overall to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Solid pick right there. There's been a lot of hype. Not a hype, but there's been a lot of growth around his stock as well. As Caden Lindstrom goes at 4 to the Blue Jackets. Come on! Leaving Demidov at 5! Kent, come on, don't do this to me, Kent. Last year with Michkov, I forgive you. I forgive you. But don't do it to me again. Don't do it to me again, Kent. We gotta go Demidov. I got the PlayStation ready. Come on. He had 46 points in 32 games before getting injured. Caden Lindstrom did. 1.44 points per game, the highest by a draft-eligible player from the WHL in 21 years. Let's get the quick elevator pitch as well on Caden Lindstrom. Big boy. Let me just get to you the information. Yeah, he was ranked 3rd by Elite Prospects. Let me get you the quick information on him. Yeah, we'll be dancing. Come on. So, shades of Rupe hints, the ultimate power forward prospect. Speed, skill, smarts, and inside driven. Playmaking keeps getting better. Steepest upward trajectory in the draft. That's what I'm trying to say. His stock, not that it wasn't already there, but not like he went from an outside first rounder to number 3 like Seneca. But Lindstrom definitely going from like top 10 to now being 4th overall. So scouting report on Lindstrom. Caden Lindstrom is every scout's dream, the type of player who checks off all the boxes and also just happens to be a delight off of the ice too. Someone your boss will be happy to stake a top 5 pick and their reputation on. Because Lindstrom already has everything it takes to succeed in the NHL, he towers above most of his peers in junior, can beat the vast majority of them in a foot race, score from range, and can distribute the puck with all but the very best in his draft. There isn't any one tool that's absent from his toolbox. Again, 6'4", 216 pounds, 17 and a half years old. Great power forward. Going to be a solid piece there with adding to the core there with Adam Fantilli. Very good selection for the Columbus Blue Jackets to have. Kent, come on, Kent! You gotta do it for us! Come on, Joel, come on! I forgive you, Kent, for Michkov. I understand. The war and the defense, right-handed defense. I understand. I get it. But I'm not strong enough to do it again. I'm not strong enough. I need you to put the food on my table. My children are starving. Caden Lindstrom on the microphone. Let's listen in.
It's going to be like, what was it like for you to hug your mom after getting drafted?
It was
really emotional, to be honest. I wanted to hug her for as long as I could.
Halby, yeah, it's a bit of a reach. I found that's a bit of a reach for the Ducks. High risk
just the amount of
with potentially high reward.
Everything they've done for me until this point has meant a lot to me and them. I know, yeah.
You know, you don't have your jacket on right now, but I know that
you do pay me enough, King Turby. You do.
TF.
Yeah.
Tell us what that means.
Yeah, so on FTF,
EJ Emery
I
at
write it
5.
basically everywhere on my equipment. I write it on my stick before every game. I had it inside my suit. I also had my grandparents and my mom's name inside my suit. And
what does it mean?
It means for the family. Yeah.
For the fam, their son, their brother is a Columbus Blue Jacket, 4th overall. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I got to drink some water here. Come on, Kent.
All right, congrats to Caden Lindstrom. And again, the last 5 CHL top draft prospects. We all remember last year, Connor Bedard going 1st overall. Very impressive group that Lindstrom joins.
Come on, this has to be Demidov. It has to be. It has to be.
Fanatics is going to be the new outfitter for the National Hockey League.
I got you.
Next on the board, thank you, Sam. And next on the board are, I'm not doing it justice here, the Montreal Canadiens. There it is. So,
I want to hear it. Les Canadiens de Montréal sont fiers de repêcher. Let me go. Come on.
Canadian sweater. So, with that in mind, we got 3 forwards taken in the first 4 picks. We built this as always defensemen. They're still there. They're on the board. Who's going to be the next defenseman?
And just in time for the celebration here, His Royal Highness King Turby sends in the 125 donation. King Turby, we bow to you. Best time. What a moment now. Great timing for this to come in. Thank you very much for the generosity. Another stream with another extremely generous donation. I continue to take note of each one, and King Turby will make sure you get what you deserve for all of this all the support for the channel. Thank you, my friend. You caught me at a very, very good moment here. Hopefully, in a minute.
Goodness, it goes on and on. So there's no possible way they can go with a defenseman here, and I think their preference all along is to try and find some.
So I don't want to hear Dickinson. I don't want to hear like Catton. Like guys like Catton would be good, but I don't want to hear Catton. I don't want to hear them. Has to be Demidov, the most skilled player in this draft.
After Mac and Celebrini, there's been some surprises. I'm just going by my coverage of it over the last
Come on,
year.
Demidov. Come on, Demidov. Kent, come on, Bello. Come on, Bello.
Oh, he's a special talent, and it would have been interesting as we were
Kent,
speaking
please.
about off the air a little bit.
This guy could be a first overall pick in some years. I'm counting King Turby.
Has obviously some talent up front to some smaller forwards. Slavkovsky took a big step. So
Getting Demidov at 5 and watching Seneca go at 3, Lindstrom at 4. We'll see how that turns out in the world in the future. But the Canadians are making the pick. Thankfully, not trading it. Kent, please! Kent, please!
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Nous aimerions remercier
Oui, remercie tout le monde.
pour leur soutien.
Oui, merci pour le soutien.
2024.
Who's getting the call? Not Price this year. Slavkovsky?
I'm pleased to invite on stage our number 1 fan,
Oh.
the one and only Celine Dion.
Ben, Céline Dion! Ben voyons! Bienvenue, Céline! Céline la Puffine, ben bienvenue! Ben voyons donc, Céline Dion! How about that?
How good is this?
Yeah, Céline, she's getting tired. It's okay. Let her be. Come on, Kent. I have children to feed, Kent. Come on, here we go. Bonsoir, bonsoir, Céline. Ça va? Hello, hello, hello. Montre-moi ça, Céline. Ah ouais, Céline. Dis-le. Ah ouais, Céline.
Et très fier d'être ici ce soir.
Gros, Céline.
With the 5th overall selection In the 2024
Voyons, let's
NHL
go!
Draft, the Montreal
Away!
Canadiens are proud to select
Away!
Ivan
Yes,
Demidov.
sir! Let's go! Woo-hoo! Yes! Ivan Demidov, welcome to Montreal! Woo! Oh my! This is one of the biggest selections in recent history. This is incredible. Ivan Demidov is a Montreal Canadian. I can't believe it. This feels like a first overall pick. Demidov, bienvenue chez Montréal. Woo!
He's an electric talent.
Electric talent, you tell me.
Well, let break it
Tell
down
me.
this way. If you can't skate at NHL pace, you don't think at NHL pace, and you're not relentless enough, none of your skill set matters, because that's a hard game that we play at the NHL level. He's a bulldog with elite skill. The Montreal Canadiens, with everything they have coming on the horizon, have a star on their hands here. I'm talking about a top line
Dance with me,
forward
Mark.
who's going to push the pace. He's
Top
gonna play
line
hard.
forward.
He's gonna
This
be
guy's a
an
future
NBA
Kirill
player.
Kaprizov.
This is outstanding for Montreal.
1 year left in the KHL, so he won't be making his North American.
Yeah, 1 year.
this
Bang,
year.
take 2 years, no problem.
For sure, and they can afford to kick this one down the road just a little bit. You see the fist pumps there, but I think about Demidov and think about the Montreal Canadiens, the fluidity we talked about off the top of this draft.
Woo! Leave a like if you haven't already. For Kent Hughes.
And then they show up.
Away, Kent. Big dub from Kent.
He's here. Are you kidding? We're
Cope,
taking
Landon.
this pick
Cope.
from Steve Miller Band, and we're going to run with it.
I command you to cope.
All night. This guy is the second most gifted player that this draft class.
The second most gifted player in this draft. 5'11", 181.
That is the case.
We're looking at the highlights right
There
now.
we go. I'll just take it off the wall. No problem. Boom.
Watching some nice highlights here of Demidov.
Easy, lemon squeezy. How about this?
Massive dub for the Canadians here. That guy he could have gone 2, 3, 4. I thought he was going 2 a month ago, and he goes 5 to the Canadians.
Because he's flying, baby. That's why. And puts it into the back of the net. A little bit more finesse.
This is incredible. This is incredible. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Dickinson, honestly, just with the way things go.
This young man. And yes, there are some detractors who say it was against MHL play. Only got a few.
Let's get some information on Demidov.
But scout him in a vacuum. That's what you get.
And Chuck, I want to ask you. Listen, it was a little shrouded in mystery how good this player was going to be or is, because it's not like in North America where you have readily available eyes on him all the time. How tough is that as a GM, as a scout, when he's tucked away in Russia and maybe just not known as well as you'd like?
Can I see? Can they look at this? Drafted by the Canadians, 5th overall. Woo, 60 points in 30 games, 2 points per game in the MHL in Russia. Yes, sir. Give it to me, Leach. Give it to me.
175 or whatever the number was out there, and that put a little bit.
See, let's go, Joel. Yes, finally something to go crazy for. See.
One more year in the KHL, something that people might not be aware of. Scott has to dress 2 players under the age of 20. Rottenberg, the head coach there, is in love with this player, but they also under.
Okay, elevator pitch on Ivan Demidov. The elevator pitch right here. Sorry, the volume was probably too high there on Halby. Sorry. What do you mean recent? Slim, you're delusional. The recency bias is insane. Should I go back to his Pee-wee stats when he was 11? All we have is recency. They're prospects. No, I'm not going to waste my time. Ivan Demidov, shades of Kirill Kaprizov, elevator pitch, the most dynamic and creative player in the draft and perhaps ever to play in the MHL. Makes sense. The guy was 2 points per game. Just to compare, Nikita Kucherov, 1.4 points per game in the MHL back in 2010-11. Now in 2023-24, 2 points per game, 0.6 more points per game than Nikita Kucherov, playing at the same lower level, yes, but same lower level. Demidov. Ivan Demidov is the most singularly skilled prospect in this year's draft, and it might not even be all that close according to elite prospects. Let's listen to Demidov first before I get back to it.
Movie stunning,
Yeah, so you liked it? So that was pretty cool?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it was awesome. One of the big questions is the obvious one. When do you think you'll join the Montreal Canadiens?
I think it's a club with unbelievable history, and I pretty like it. Yeah, I'm really happy to be Caps.
Poor guys didn't understand the question.
Next question.
I tried, guys.
All right, a historic moment taking place, sir. The Utah.
Bro, Slim has to cope harder, man. You got Beckett Bustaki at number 3. Enjoy that. I'm just slandering, but still. Anyways, back to the elite prospects. He's a right winger, Demidov is. He's a human highlight reel. Even the most seemingly anodyne touches, what a word, have the chance to turn into something special when the puck is on his stick. And when Demidov is on the ice, there's a better chance than not that that's the case. That's not because he's a puck hog either. Well, he kind of is, but that's not the main reason. You can attribute that instead to his constant scanning, heightened sense of anticipation, and a motor that never stops more than anything. Lean on dated stereotypes about how Russians play hockey at your own peril. Demidov shirks all of them. He's a committed 200-foot player who is physically engaged and reads the game 1, 2, sometimes 3 steps ahead of his opponents. And here comes
the Utah Hockey Club's first
Utah,
pick.
yeah.
On behalf of the NHL, we are delighted to welcome Ashley and Ryan Smith and the state of Utah to the National Hockey League.
He needs to learn English and French, poor guy.
And by the way, it's Ryan's birthday. Happy birthday, Ryan.
Yes, sir. All right, who's going at 6 now? Let's see where Utah goes.
At the Delta Center. We can't express in words how pumped we are.
Yeah, you've watched a lot of MHL highlights, Slim. Cry me a river, please. This is the best pick we've had in years, and you're going to find some way to slander it. You have no idea what you're talking about.
We're super proud. We're honored to be here. We want to welcome everyone to Utah for many, many years to come. We're super proud for the first selection in our franchise's history.
Kind of.
2024 draft, Utah selects
Tej Iginla.
Whoa! Iginla goes at 6 to the Utah Hockey Club. Whoa! How about that? Iginla goes at 6. Not going to be there at 7. Let's see what Hobbsy has to say about that.
His brother Joe, his sister Jade, and Tej Iginla, the second WHL player taken so far in the first 6 picks. The run on forwards continues, and Utah has their first ever selection. And it's the son of a Hall of Famer, Tej Iginla. And by the way, you have the bragging rights, guys. Jerome went 11th overall. You go 6th overall. So there he has it on down right now. So.
Tej is going to let him know.
Yeah, so I'm not looking. Don't look at Twitter. I'm not going to look at Twitter, Cat Dad.
He'd be sitting at the suite or at the table at the flame, but he was adamant on being.
Utah just made the list.
Moment for his son. He's coached him all the way up through. We've watched him move from Seattle. Now he's plying his trade with the Kelowna Rockets. This is a cool moment for father and son, and obviously the rest of the Iginla family. Really neat to see him going to Utah there. And as you talk about the unpredictability, they could have gone any which way. They choose to go the way to the son of a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's a lot of great defensemen who are going to be there for San Jose at 11. Absolutely.
If Utah wants to be a playoff franchise going forward, this is the kind of guy you want to build it around. If you look at the high leverage games again this season, playoffs and Canada at the U18 Worlds that I was at in Finland, 15 goals, 12 assists in 18 games.
15 goals in 18 games, really. So let's get the quick information on Iginla. Let's see, ranked 6th by Elite Prospects. Quick elevator pitch on him. So shades of Brandon Hagel and Wyatt Johnson, actually. 6 foot, 185 pounds, left-handed shot. Elevator pitch is a detailed play creator turned flashy goal scorer with the physical skills, reads, and versatility to become a top-line forward. The rise of Tej Iginla wasn't wholly unexpected. He was a top prospect entering the WHL, but the sharpness of his trajectory left us constantly adjusting our priors. Iginla entered the draft cycle as a highly detailed play creator, a potential late first prospect. In the early stages of the season, the skill didn't keep up with the mind, but the dynamism elevated his status. As he continued to push his limits, the turnovers dissipated and he entered top 10 discussion. Now here he is going at 6. By season's end, he had evolved into one of the draft's most dynamic goal-scoring threats without losing his versatility and details. The clear number 6 prospect in the draft class for our staff. And here he goes at 6. Flashy moves and clever wristers dominated Iginla's highlight reel this season. He plays at an overwhelming pace, mixing in crossovers, weight shifts, and deceptive handling to confound opponents. Every move is designed to gain the middle of the rink. Goalies never get a clean read of his blade pre-release, making him a long-range threat. Which I like. I would like Yeti. I would like to hear the Yeti as a name for the Utah club. And last thing we'll do is just, what were the numbers on him this year? 84 points in 64 games, 47 goals and 84 points in 64 games in the WHL with the Kelowna Rocket. So that being said, after pick number 6 has been made, on the clock now at pick number 7, we do have the Ottawa Senators. And welcoming to the stage, we now have Hobbsy, our resident Ottawa Senators fan. Hobbsy, what are you feeling? How are you thinking for pick number 7? Sorry, a bit of a delay there. Is it anything in the background?
Okay, well, I wanted Tej really bad, so that kind of sucks. But now I'm on the Zeev Boyum train.
So Zeev would be the next guy up here at 7 for the Senators, especially as a team that says, okay, we're maybe not keeping Eric Brandstrom. We're probably looking to shop Jake Chikrin. If you keep Thomas Chabot, it wouldn't be a bad idea at all to add another higher-end defensive prospect to the system. Is Zeev that guy at 7? I think he could be. I see him going absolutely between 7 and 11 right here. Could he go as early as 7, though? That's a possibility. Who else would you be happy with at this point in your honorable mentions here, Hobbsy?
Well, I think they're taking a D-man, so probably Perek and Dickinson. I think either one of the three is fine, but Zeev is definitely my top choice.
Gotcha. Sorry for the bit of delay that we're having here as between our conversation. But if we do go forward, yes, people are saying in the chat, Dickinson would probably be that guy. But Zeev going at 7 would be solid for the Senators. Thoughts on the draft so far through the first 6 picks?
In August, also one of the younger players here. Unbelievable story. Joined some elite hockey as far as fathers and sons. Drafted. Family and Utah has their first ever pick. Next on the clock is the Ottawa Senators picking 7, and Steve Stale.
We lost Hobbsy here a little bit.
Oh, I'm here, I think.
Oh, no problem. Well, let's get pick number 7, and then we'll get your live reaction to it, obviously.
Okay, yes. Let's
perfect. Now we're caught up on time. Perfect. So I'm going to turn on I'll mute your mic for a second, Hobbsy. I have Hobbsy muted. And let's hear what our selection for the Senators is. Steve Staios up at the podium. Me. Look at that in French.
To the Calgary Hitman of the WHL, Carter Yakimchuk.
Interesting. Let's get Hobbsy unmuted right away here. Hobbsy Yakimchuk, how you feeling about that one?
Admittedly, I didn't see it yet, but there it is.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Bit of a delay there.
He wasn't my top defenseman available. I don't hate it.
Yeah, you get a defenseman, which was preferable.
I've seen Yakimchuk mocked a couple times. I didn't think they'd actually go there, but I don't mind it.
He led draft eligible WHL defenseman with 71 points.
30 goals in the
there
W.
you go. Let me get you the quick elevator pitch on Yakimchuk to see if it soothes however you're feeling. Ranked 17th by elite prospects from the Calgary Hitmen. So Yakimchuk would see shades of Brent Burns and Evan Bouchard. Elevator pitch on him is a hard-shooting blue liner with special handling skill and a physical presence, but must develop his mobility and details. Quick report on him is Carter Yakimchuk is the center of attention almost every time he takes the ice. He's big, he's violent. I don't know what that means in that way, but he wants the puck on his stick, and he wants to make something happen every shift. More puck dominant than most forwards, the Calgary Hitman blue liner has the skill to chain a series of dangles as he weaves in and out of traffic before sending an NHL caliber release on goal that could beat goalies, and he can make it look easy. As you can see, with 30 goals and 71 points as a defenseman in 66 games, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm all aboard the Yakimchuk train now. It's right defenseman, 6'3". He's definitely gonna play.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary with all the defensemen left. I just hope they didn't pick the wrong one. But
right, only the second defenseman to go in the draft so far, and there's a lot of other good ones here available. But it is nice to say, okay, Shabbat's left-handed, Sanderson's left-handed. You got a right-handed guy who's going to be able to slot into your top four. Just, is he kind of like, well, is he Eric Brandstrom-esque, where he puts up those numbers, he has the offensive flair, he's a first-round pick, he's a right-handed shot, but just things don't work out? As a more highly touted 7th overall pick, you would think that there's more stock in saying the bust chance is lower, but there's always that kind of thing in the back of your mind when you think there's so many. You can name a ton of offensive defensemen who are first-round picks who it never worked out for, but you also name a lot that it did work out for. So would you have preferred maybe a more safe pick, or do you, now that you think about it a bit more, like the 30-goal potential from the WHL, that is?
I definitely like the offensive upside. I mean, our last pick, there was Chuck was a stop Chuck. He's been pretty good. And then, of course, Brady Tkachuk. So just join the club.
Right. Let's see. Slim saying Ryan Merkley 2.0. Ty Smith
Slim's
2.0, of course. Yeah, Slim's off his rocker tonight, eh? Most goals by CHL defensemen in draft-eligible years. You have Zane Parik, Ian White, Carter Yakimchuk, Bowen Byram, Ryan Murphy, Chris Russell. So not exactly an elite cast of characters, some more than others.
Okay, I did not know Ian White scored 32 goals.
Yeah. So, I don't think that's what makes him a good player, because it's not as if it's unheard of by a player that doesn't work out. But I do think that beyond the 30 goals, that puck handling ability, that drive for the puck, that aggressive desire to be handling the puck, I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I'm trusting Steve Stais here. I'm all in.
Steve breaking out the French as well. Big Steve.
No, let's trade Chicken for back half of the first pick, and we'll see.
If you see a Chicken trade in this draft, what are you targeting?
Probably a late or a mid to late first if they can get it, and then I'd probably go forward there.
Jack says taking Yakimchuk with Parik and Zeev still on the board is a trash pick.
Yeah, but Jack likes the Wild. They've been mid for 30 years.
It's case closed. No, we have a lot of Wild fans around here. Philip making an interesting point here. Since he's a right-handed defenseman, he'll get on the team more quickly, and therefore his potential will unlock by being played very quickly.
The right-handed D is really nice because they have nothing in the pipeline. They have Zub, and then the right side is absolutely atrocious.
So I wonder how quickly he makes the jump. You have maybe could I make a parallel to Kevin Korchinski? Who wasn't he a 7th? Wasn't he a 7th?
Korchinski went 7th. Yeah,
exactly. So wait, look at that. So could I not say Korchinski 7th? Another guy who found his way onto Chicago a bit more quickly than one would have thought. Maybe.
I wouldn't be mad. I hope they don't rush him, because we've had rush prospects before. Curtis Lazar comes to mind.
Yeah, look at that. Seattle up next. Anyone that you're thinking for Seattle here? Brian Michalak saying maybe I could see Cole Yzerman here.
I mocked them taking Zane Parik.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that being a good one.
I think it's going to be a D-man, so it's probably Parik, Boyum, Dickinson. It's going to be one of the three, I think.
I'll mute you here for a second, and then we'll get Seattle's pick in. Let's see what Seattle has to say. Is there Matty Beniers is coming up for the pick? Maddie. I could, yeah, good point from Halby. I could see Berkeley Catton going here, actually. I think Catton goes before Yzerman anyways, I would really think. I could see it being Berkeley.
The 8th overall
Here we go.
pick in the 2024 draft, the Seattle Kraken are proud to select from the Spokane Chiefs, Berkeley Catton.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I thought. Yeah, good call there, Halby. Berkeley Catton going at 8. A possible top 5 talent going here at 8 makes perfect sense for the Seattle Kraken. Before I bring Hobbsy back into this, I just want to get the numbers on him. Ranked 8th by Elite Prospects, so there you go. The Kraken need point scorers. Berkeley Catton, 54 goals and 116 points with the Chiefs in the WHL through 68 games. 116 points. That's 1.71 points per game. Elevator pitch on him. A dynamic puck rushing forward with the handling, skill, manipulation, and pace to slice through opponents, drive the net, and open passing lanes. But will he translate to the NHL? Scouting report, Berkeley Catton is one of the most fun players to watch in this draft. Give him time and space and he'll make you pay. Try to take it away and he'll cut through your formation anyway, like a hot knife through butter. It's on the rush where, excuse me, where he's most effective. A series of crossovers allows him to build speed as he plans his attack, reading and reacting to what's in front of him, using a series of weight shifts and handling moves to navigate to the neutral zone as he drives play toward the opposition goal. With this ability comes cunning in the form of a sophisticated delay game that allows him to level up and attack with support or connect with trailing line mates as they enter the play. He's manipulative and skilled, able to create openings with a series of lookoffs and fakes before connecting with each perfectly weighted pass. His dexterity as a handler serves him well in this regard, opening up plays around or through a series of bodies and sticks that less skilled players simply can't access. Whew. So aside from needing a thesaurus, what are your thoughts on Berkeley Catton at 8 to the Kraken, Hobbsy?
I like it. I thought they were going to go defenseman because I think their pipeline's pretty weak on the blue line. But
Riker Evans, I can't think of much. There.
Riker Evans, Ty Nelson, that's your top 2.
Yeah, that's it. True.
That's it. But yeah, I really like Berkeley Catton. If he was, this is just the way the NHL works. If he was like 2 inches taller, he'd probably go like 3rd overall.
True. Very true. Berkeley Catton, Pittsburgh Penguins NHL 23 legend. Data 72 nominee as well. And good point here from Michael. Such a deep defensive draft, but D-men are falling. Just people are so enamored by these higher end forwards like Catton, Aginla, Demidov. These guys could have been, especially Demidov, but these guys could have been top 3, top 5 in some drafts. And you have Aginla 6, Catton 8. You'll have other good forwards going 9, 10, 11 who could have been top 6, top 7. It's a solid year for forwards. And because of that, and the good defense who are available drop further. And who's going to be the team to first say, I'm not going best team player available, maybe, or best forward available? Seattle needed defense, but went the forward because I do agree that Berkeley Catton was the best player available here. But who's going to be that first team to go for defense? You have Calgary. They just got Kevin Ball system. There you go. Poirier in their system. They have good defense right now in Uyghur, in Rasmus Anderson. And after that, you have the Devils with Seamus Casey, Luke Hughes. So I think of these from like 8, 9, 10, the Kraken had the worst defensive pool, but they didn't go defense. So this is where I could see a team like San Jose at 11 being very, very content to get a very good defenseman who drops.
San Jose is getting a defenseman if they want him.
Yeah, even Silyev. I forgot about Silyev.
There's 4 defensemen available. San Jose's getting one if they want him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Calgary's going to take Sam Dickinson.
So Dickinson at 9 to Calgary would leave Silyev or one of Silyev or Parik or Zeev or I don't even keep you. I don't know who else.
They'd leave 2 of them.
If I'm saying no matter what. Let's say
no matter what. Never mind.
It would leave at least one of those guys left. I would think the Sharks take Zeev, and maybe that would have cost more tonight than it did 2 days ago if they wanted to go 14 to 11. So maybe they anticipated that. So good on Mike Greer.
I could see the Devils taking Zeev to pair him with his brother, too.
True. I forgot about that. His brother was what, like a 4th round pick? Something like that.
I have to look it up.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Let's see. Calgary on the clock. Very fun graphics here at the...
has already been taken off the board. So
I thought Gary was speaking for a second here at the Sphere. Pick is in for Calgary. So Hobbsy, I won't keep you too much longer, but feel free. If you don't mind, I could keep you on standby if you want to come in and out. Maybe you even leave and you can tell me in the chat when you want to come back in. I don't want to hold you hostage here to keep going in and out to you, but if you want to keep adding your thoughts to the draft as we go, I would.
I might pop back in later. I gotta go get some food.
Perfect. So yeah, pop back in later. I see you when you're kind of like in the queue or like in the waiting room. So feel free to pop back in later.
Before I do go, I will say, Slim, if the Jays lose tonight, it's all your fault because you're cheering for them.
There you go.
First, I want to thank
Flames are making a pick now. All right, thank you, Hobbsy. We'll get back to you later on.
draft party, and the Calgary Flames are proud to select at number 9 from the Memorial Cup champs, Saginaw Spirit, Zane Parekh.
There you go. Zane Parekh going to the Calgary Flames. Zane Parekh, not Parekh. Zane Parekh. Now, who goes at 10-11 now? Which defenseman would drop to the Sharks at 11 would be an interesting question. Let's get the numbers on Zane.
That's what I'm going to call him because I would pay for a ticket to see.
Ranked 5th by Elite Prospects.
That exciting. And when you consider all the players in this draft class, and we talked about Celebrini, and we looked at Demidov, this
going Zaney over Zane
of the entire group because
they have Zary in their system, right?
He has the puck. You have no idea what he's going to do with it. He plays the game.
All right, I see your prediction there,
so
Brian.
Easy,
I see it.
So cool, so much poise to his game, and then he goes to pass the puck and he sets it like a pro. It's on.
So Parekh, look at this now. Again, these offensive defensemen, 66 games with the Saginaw Spirit, 33 goals and 96 points. 1.45 points per game, shades of Quinn Hughes and Roman Josi. Not to say that that's his comparable player, but just say shades of that. Oh, hold on a second. I'm checking this. Give me a moment. I've been told to check the Discord. Is there some copium going on here? Let me get this back up.
Right-handed defenseman. I mean, there's some exceptional left-handed defensemen still on board, but something about that right-handed defenseman.
The first 3 defensemen off the board are all right shot defensemen.
That's true. All right shot defensemen going.
That's something that, again, it's a hard commodity to find, and again, Calgary's a team that.
Derek was congratulating me on Demidov.
Over a lot of their talent right now, and they need talent everywhere, but clearly this is a young guy that can help.
I believe Parekh is Canadian.
Personality. Oh yeah, huge personality. He lights up a room. The one thing that might take away from the combine was
he's Canadian.
He looked us in the eyes and says, listen, whoever's going to select me has to understand what they're getting. I play the game a certain way. Yeah, I play the game. So I don't know that he can adjust so much as the coach and the people.
Interesting. That's interesting thing to say. Interesting that they'd have to adjust to him. Elevator pitch on Parekh. A historic offensive creator from the blue line with a highly translatable offensive style, steadily quelling concerns with consistent improvement in physicality, defense, and puck management. That's all the things you'd want to hear. If you're trying to find a dynamic, game-breaking offensive defenseman with first-unit power play potential at the NHL level, look no further. Zane Parekh is your guy. Not a lot of suspense there. Parekh's box score stats probably give you a pretty good idea of how effective he can be with the puck on his stick. 33 goals, 63 assists, 96 points in 66 games. It's the most a first-time draft-eligible defender has scored in the OHL since John Slaney in the 1989-90 season. Dust off your John Slaney jerseys. What's important is how we've amassed these gaudy totals and why we think he'll continue to find success on the score sheet at the NHL level. You start with the tools. Parekh has got them all. Skating acts as the foundation of his game, whether evading forecheckers behind his own goal at the offensive blue line or in transition as he navigates his way up ice. What he lacks in explosiveness, he more than makes up for with his four-way mobility and the ability to access inside and outside edge maneuvers to separate. Then there's everything that happens with the puck on his stick. Unlike many of this draft's best defensemen, Parekh is a legitimate manipulator. He doesn't wait for holes to open up in the defensive coverage to make a play. He bends opponents to his will and makes those openings for himself. Very interesting. Parekh, yeah, landing high on Parekh. I see why. I understand why you would be.
We're just grateful for the opportunity, and Zane was lucky enough to just be lucky.
So at the combine, your son. The question: where does he get his smarts from?
Well, his buddy from the team had brought in a Rubik's Cube into the room, and they all started to work away.
Good old Rubik's Cube, eh?
Gets his intelligence from his mother. That's for sure.
Good answer, Mazina. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
David.
That is definitely the right answer. That's always the right answer. So Zane, by the way, Calgary, the last time they took 9th overall was Dion Phaneuf in 2003, played 1,000+ NHL games. So they're hoping maybe to hit the jackpot once again here with Zane Parekh. So that's 9 picks in the books. Next up are the New Jersey Devils, and they're winding down to the time for them to pick. Last week they traded for Jacob Markstrom. So this is interesting. This is not like Calgary, a team maybe rebuilding, a team that has their sights set on big things in the playoffs.
Yeah, because you go back to 2 years ago, and I remember the first 2 games of their series against the Rangers, outscored 10-2 in those first 2 games. They came back, they won that series in 7. You thought big things were on the horizon. Then they go back last year, have a lot of difficulty getting saves. They addressed the goaltending situation, and now.
All right, pick his name is the New Jersey Devils. Pick number 10. Some have mocked Cole Eiserman at this spot. If it's defense, there's a couple of good options as well. Here we go.
Today's draft to longtime scout Dirk Graham and his family. Dirk spent 30 years with the organization.
DeBrow, get excited. DeBrowskiego.
I'd like to give a shout out to all our great fans back in Jersey at the Social Base Club. Sorry. With this pick, I'd like to introduce Hockey Hall of Famer Martin Brodeur.
Hey, Martin Brodeur, let's go.
The New Jersey Devils are proud to select from Pepito Anton Silayev.
Oh, Silayev, I thought it was. Silayev going at number 10. Big 6'7" defenseman. I love this pick here for the Devils.
An absolute giant, right? 6'7". The book on him, they say, well, maybe he can become the next Zdeno Chara. He certainly has the size, the frame to become that man.
Do you have any Jersey hot takes? Mine's at the Avalanche reverse. Bad. Maybe Gen Z, but I can't say I'm exactly in that mindset right now. I have to think about it a little bit more. I think I do have some hot takes, though. One of 6 players age 17 or younger. Oh, what is this? One of 6 players age 17 or younger to play in the KHL in 2023-24.
This guy is a giant, but his he gets him back to defend the crease exceptionally quick. Like, this guy is going to be a huge building block, another building block on the back end for the.
Yeah, Tom Fitzgerald's, hasn't been shy.
So Ziva at number 11 could be interesting here.
This is a franchise that thought they had aspirations on competing for Stanley Cup last year. The goaltending and defense fell apart. This is almost.
Nebraska just messaged me in the Discord. Excited for Silayev. Looks like a promising defenseman, especially with that build. Let's go Devils.
Silayev's a big guy. Will complement Nemec and Luke Hughes and some of the other young talent they have in the organization.
Yeah, you look at the forwards up front. You talk about Heischer and Mercer and Hughes, all kind of smallish types. So if you can get some trees in the back end to help insulate them, that's what you're going to do.
Some.
The interesting part about this player is that.
I'll get some words on Silayev in a moment. Silayev.
Some power play time. They thought there might be some offense there, but he's more of a defensive defenseman.
All right, well, our top 10 picks are in.
The Sharks have options here, absolutely.
They already got Celebrini. What are they going to add to Celebrini? We will find out next.
So commercial break here. We can get in here. Let's see, Jiggles, Leech, Red Boy. I sent out the links. If you want to come join, feel free to drop in. Let me just get to Silayev and thoughts on him going at number 10, ranked 12th. At one point, it was a top 5 though, but he's ranked 12th by Elite Prospects. Shades of Nikita Zadorov, even some have said of Zdeno Chara. 11 points in 63 games in the KHL. 6'7", 207 pounds. Left-handed defenseman, almost 17 and a half years of age. Elevator pitch, a giant defenseman with the skating ability to cover any area of the ice in the blink of an eye. The ultimate development project. To have that kind of size, that kind of physicality, and that kind of potential of puck handling and of skating, it's crazy. It is crazy. He's a massive guy with massive potential. No problem. Perfect. Thank you, Hobbsy. So more on Silyev. Let's see. There was a time when Silyev was viewed by many in the industry as a contender for the first overall pick. Every time we checked in with the front office executives and scouts, we were met with a familiar refrain. This is the John Tavares and Victor Hedman draft, and he's Hedman. The hype was immense. Perhaps rightfully so at the time. The statistical argument alone was a salient one. Silyev had 10 points in 36 games while averaging 16.25 of ice time in one of the sport's top professional leagues. Oh, and he happened to be 6'7". Let's see, catch him on the right night, and the qualitative case for Silyev was every bit as compelling. The tools are impossible to ignore. It starts with the skating. He's not just fast for someone his size. He's one of the best skaters in the entire draft. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that? In franchise mode, as soon as you're taller than 6'4", your skating is like E out of the draft, 1 star. This guy is not only a good skater, but one of the best skaters in the draft as a 6'7" defenseman. What's this? Data Jets may make a trade. Lots of activity and deliberating at Jets table. Jets without a first-round pick. Sharks on the clock at 11. Kevin Cheveldayoff on the phone. Interesting. Could the Jets be looking to do something to move into round number 1? Explosive skating, stride. He's great, and you know, not to say that he's like Scott Stevens, but the Devils have a history for these strong, big defensemen. Niedermeyer, Stevens. Now you can throw Silyev into the score, and I like this a lot for New Jersey. I think it rounds off their defensive core very nicely. What do you think about Kivi Haru? He can become a real steal in my eyes. Yes, I think Kivi Haru, the further he drops, the crazier it gets. I think around now is an okay spot to go for Kivi Haru. Like maybe in a few picks, somewhere in the mid-teens. I think there's a couple defensemen that might go first, but Kivi Haru could be a great steal in this draft for a team. Sharks are moving up to make their pick at number 11.
11 picks for them for a team that's missed the playoffs.
The good old days. I hear you, Dabrowski. I hear you.
In franchise history, Macklin Celebrini gets all the fanfare, but this is a significant pick as well at number 11. Let's see what they do.
Does Yzerman go at 11? That would be crazy. But I think they go defense here.
The San Jose Sharks are proud to select from the London Knights of the OHL, Sam Dickinson.
Oh, wow. Sam Dickinson goes 11. Bustinson going 11. Cope, Sharks fans. No, I'm just kidding. For all the Sharks fans in the Discord server, I'm just poking some fun. But Sam Dickinson goes 11, so no defense. Instead, going for possibly the best forward available at this point. I'm a bit surprised, not totally, but a bit surprised at Dickinson at 11.
Who started out as 2- and 3-year-olds, but here he is, Sam Dickinson.
I'll be excited to see what Jiggles has to say about this, if he wants to come back and join.
Left-handed defenseman. Wow, you have to love it. This guy's.
And now the Flyers are coming up at 12, and then the Wild at 13 will be exciting for all the Wild fans in here.
It's powerful. He's so deceptive because he's so smooth with his skating ability. And I remember watching him with the Toronto Marlies in the under-16 look. He was a man amongst boys at that time. He gets drafted by the Niagara Ice Dogs, and right away, Mark Hunter identifies this player and says, I need to go and get this guy. He
Interesting.
7 picks away to the Niagara Ice Dogs to bring
Ranked 10th. What am I saying? Dickinson's a defenseman. Hey, I totally I'm so sorry. They do go defense here. They do go defense here. I was saying best forward available. I don't know what was going on in my head. Sorry, just typing and sending links to people at the same time. My brain was a little off there. My apologies. Yeah, my brain was a little off. Jiggle says down for Dickinson. Very good. So not the defenseman that some may have thought, but still a defenseman which fills the need. Left defenseman, 6'2" and 3/4, so basically 6'3", 194 pounds, 70 points in 68 games with the London Knights. Elevator pitch on him, a high-end skater with massive potential as a rush stopper, play starter, and shooter. But can he put everything together? And Luke Cunningham just got a 1-year, $2.75 million extension. There you go. Sam Dickinson has all the tools necessary to be a number one defender in the NHL, says the scouting report by Elite Prospects. Interesting. We've been tracking his progress for 2 seasons now, and that much has never been in doubt. Start with the skating. He's not just fast for 6'3". Dickinson is legitimately one of the most fluid, agile, and explosive skaters at the position in this year's draft. His form is perfect, or as close to it as one can get. He can maintain depth through his crossovers, access inside and outside edge maneuvers, and his defensive skating is form perfect. No surprise then that when Dickinson is at the top of his game, he's dictating the flow of neutral zone traffic. Without the puck, he gaps up early, dictates the route of his opponents with his stick, and closes on them with force to get early stops. His defensive range can almost make it impossible to get past him. With the puck, he's decisive and explosive, drawing in forechecking pressure only to leave it in his dust as he carries the puck from zone to zone unimpeded. Sometimes too decisive to the point that his rushes lack planning, but he's so hard to stop it rarely matters anyways. Interesting. Shades of Noah Hannafin, says Elite Prospects. So there you go. Here comes the Sharks delusion from Leach. But for real, Celebrini at number 1, of course. Dickinson at 11, one of the better defensemen in the draft, a guy who has top pair potential. Even if it's not Zeev, even if it's not Kiwi Hardy, whoever else, even if it's not Hellenius, even if it's not Yzerman, I'd be very happy if I'm a Sharks fan with getting Dickinson in the system. Too bad that you miss out on Silyev maybe, or that you don't end up going for Zeev, but I'm very happy with Dickinson if I'm a Sharks fan. The best forward and one of the best defensemen in this class. There you go. Now at 12, Mr. Brian Michalak saying, could it be Konsta Hellenius? I could see that very much. I wonder if Wes is still in here. We'll want to see what Wes has to say about that selection. Blues typically go best player available, but it's no shock we're looking for a D-man at 16. Yeah, at 16, D-man would make sense. Flyers may be moving. Interesting. Danny's cooking. Daniel Briere is cooking. Let's see what's up here on Twitter.
Yeah, there could be a guy waiting in the wings here, guys. Jet Luchenko even, who's kind of Claude Giroux-like when Claude was coming into the league way back when. So he's a riser to keep an eye on.
A lot of talk between Doug Armstrong and Flyers GM. Could the Blues move from 16 to 12 here for somebody who dropped, who they're excited for? As I reported all week, the Wild had put the number 13 pick in play for Rutger McGroarty, depending who was left on the draft board. Ooh, 13 for McGroarty. That would be something, eh? Glad you're still in here, Wes.
Steve, you had a lot of options there at 7th overall. What set you on Carter?
Could we see a move from 16 to 12? And then when it gets to 13 for the Wild, could they move 13 for Rutger McGroarty to the Jets if the Jets want to move into the first round? If I'm the Wild and I can move 13 for Rutger McGroarty, I'd probably do it.
Oh, yeah. We looked at all options to try and we look at all
Philadelphia trade?
Like that, at that pick to move back, but we're in the top 10, and these types of players are hard to find. Thanks very much, Steve.
Do we see anything yet?
All right, something could be brewing here. The time is up. Daniel Briere, the GM.
Time, yes, there must be a trade coming in here. Trade coming, yep. Trade is coming. Pick number 12 is being traded. Let's go ahead and delete this. The Flyers are not picking at 12. Let's see who it is. I'm not going to look at Twitter. I'm going to wait for Gary to announce it. I'm going to wait for the suspense of Gary to announce it. Is it the Blues moving up? And who are they taking? Maybe they're happy to see Zeev dropping. They want to take Zeev at 12.
You typically have these set up beforehand. Clearly, Philadelphia had a player that went in the top 11.
Or could it be Askarov? Good point here. Good point from Michalak. Could it be the Predators moving up and Askarov being involved? The Flyers need a goalie in their pipeline with Carter Hart in prison, going to prison. I get excited, Wes. Flyers fans get excited. Pick number 12 is being traded. Let's see what for.
this
And
is
to
the
who?
place we want to move back, and teams would know that, and that's what's going on right now.
So
Hawks. It's either I say it's either the Blues, the Hawks, or the Predators.
It would be set up. You'd have this
Jets,
conversation
maybe the
before
Jets, but I
going
don't know.
forward.
Yeah, we did this in 2019. Actually, we had the 11th pick.
Oh yeah, you love to see a
Arizona
trade.
had the
You
14th
love to
pick,
see a
and
trade.
They said they might want to move up to 11. They said, what would it take? I said it would take, 14 plus a second round pick. And John Chaika said, well, we need to see if our player's available at 11 before we do it. The player was there. He called, and the deal had already been set up.
And they were probably salivating at the idea that Sam Dickinson might.
At least I don't think so, Golden.
And then he gets taken right out from under them, and now they're eventually making a move here.
Yeah, so a couple of things for the viewers at home. When we're at the head of the table and we're looking to make a trade like this to trade back, we're still probably looking at 3 or 4, maybe 5 names that we have a lot of value in, depending on where we're going, right, Chuck?
Mm-hmm.
The second thing you've seen there, a clip out of screen, is that's the NHL registry. So there's a runner going to the registry right now to register.
I'd love to be that
a trade,
runner.
and it has
Just
to
running
be approved
trades.
by the league ahead of time before it's going to be announced. There could be, picks, there could be term involved with players, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, you can't take a timeout to make a trade in the first round. So this trade would have
Okay,
had to
there
be
you
run
go.
up the central registry prior to the expiration of their clock, and it looks like clearly it has been. The central registry has to go through. If it's players involved, you got to check the contracts, make sure the picks are available. So it does take a little bit of time.
The other element to that is a trade value chart, and it varies for each team, but that's very heavily analytically based. And so if you're looking at number 12, there is a value assigned to that with other picks, and then if you add assets that are playing bodies right now, you have
No,
to take
Derek
that
was in the
into
Discord, but I don't think he's in
consideration.
here.
But it's a pick-for-pick trade. There is a trade value chart that teams refer to.
All right, it looks like a trade is about to be announced. Our first trade during the draft. Again, we didn't have one last year.
All right, this is gonna be exciting. We can start to evaluate this.
What they're going to do. By the way, it's pretty cool to see. I hope this is translating at home. This year is awesome. It's just wild to see.
This guy's
these massive
look at this guy. I
screens,
wish I was the
the
one
LED
running for
lights and
Central
everything
Registry.
else. It's quite a show here for the 18,000 plus in attendance tonight, and what is a historic moment at the Sphere. First time sports, live television are taking place in this incredible facility. So Philadelphia Flyers about to make a trade, and we'll find out who's coveting that 12th spot and who they are coveting.
Come on, Gary, get up there.
I saw Doug Armstrong get up there. He was milling about.
I like the trade value charts. I like what Puck Pita does, especially.
Things like this happen currently. St. Louis picking 16. We'll see if there's any.
All right, well, we have the official trade, and here it is.
Let's go. Gary, I want to hear those words. I want to hear those words, Gary.
As you can tell, we had the trade.
Yes, sir.
Philadelphia
Let's see.
trades pick number 12 in the 2024 NHL Draft to Minnesota.
Woo!
For Minnesota's own first-round pick, number 13, and Minnesota's own third-round pick in 2025.
Wow.
For 13 and a third next year.
Wow, wow, wow.
Minnesota, you're on the clock.
The Minnesota Wild trade up of selection. Who is this to take? Who would not have been there, maybe? Eh?
They get a third as well, the Philadelphia Flyers do. So someone Minnesota is clearly coveting with this 12 pick they want and need to have.
Wow, Jack's excited for this one.
So Minnesota clearly were on the back end of.
Hey, welcome, Tyler. Welcome to the stream. So it's a first and a third for a first. So to move up one spot, the Wild have traded away a third-round pick.
This trade back to pick up the extra asset later on.
Do they want to go for Zeev here? I don't know.
Your scouts, Chuck, I'm assuming that they're trying to gather intel as to who might.
Let's get our resident Wild fan, Jack 931, into the stream to let us know his thoughts. Jack, what are you thinking right now? Who could this be a move for Big Billy?
I was thinking Booyam, maybe Eiserman, maybe Brantzeg Nygaard. Obviously, the Silva wants it.
Could it be for Brantzeg Nygaard? What would you say if they traded up to take Brantzeg Nygaard? What would you say to that?
I've seen a lot of good stuff about him. Just besides the meme, I think he's probably gonna be decent. But I think it's probably Booyam.
Yeah,
Wild needed
as well.
more defensive prospects. He won a national championship in Minnesota, so they probably saw a lot of good things with him, though.
Doggy, I sent you a link as well, Dog. You can come join us too. A couple of Wild fans can get in here.
Oh,
I do think it's Booyam. Now, if it is, where does he go in your defensive pipeline? What would that make you say?
I'd be pretty happy. Booyam Faber would be great.
Yeah, and I'm like, when I think about the defense in Minnesota, it's a strong point. Brodin, Spurgeon,
but they're all older. There's
but
not
they're
really
older.
much
So
the future.
in the pipeline defensively, is there much besides Brock Faber right now?
It's really just Carson Lambos is the main one.
Yeah, that's true. Carson Lambos. Yeah.
Damian Hunt is probably not going to be much.
No. And now joining us, another Wild fan, Doggy. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hi guys.
So we got a couple Wild fans in here for the selection about to be made. We can do that, Debrowski. We can do that. So we'll go. I'll mute you both for a moment, and then we'll get the selection and we'll get live reaction. Here we go. Billy G moving on to the stage as he trades a third-round pick to move up one spot. What will he do with this? Not right now, Slim. There's no reason to.
This place is pretty cool.
You're not a Wild fan. You're just going to be here spewing hate.
Minnesota Wild are proud to select from the University of Denver.
Yeah.
Zeev.
Yeah. Booyum, right? There you go. Zeev. Let's get Jack and Doggy live reactions.
I'm happy.
What do you guys say about that?
Bill Guerin, best GM in the NHL. Keep crying.
I guess he made up for it, but I wanted Berkeley Cadden.
Sure, Cadden,
Guerin's
but
one of the top defensemen in this class.
For sure.
He looks great. I'm pretty sure he can play the left side too, which is great for Faber. I don't think he'll be in the. He might be in the NHL this year. He might go back to college. I don't know, but all I know is I'm pretty happy with the Booyum pick.
So Booyum, he's ranked 7th by Elite Prospects. If you go ahead and just read a little bit on him, shades of Jared Spurgeon and Josh Morrissey, 6 foot, 183, left-handed shot. American defenseman, elevator pitch, an elite two-way puck-moving defender with about as high a floor as any defensive prospect in this draft. High-end offensive upside, but may not have the tools necessary to seize it at the NHL level. 50 points in 42 games with the University of Denver, and he also scored 5 points in 7 games at the World Junior Championships for Team USA. Yeah?
I mean, this is a consolation prize, but I'll take him over anyone else. At least I didn't pick Eiserman.
Sure. Consolation, if you're going to pick, unless you're moving into the top 10, I don't think Catton was going to be there at 12 or 13.
I knew he wasn't, but
that's it. But if the Flyers are telling Minnesota, hey, basically we're going Zeev at 12, unless you do something about it, to give up a third round pick to get Zeev as opposed to who would have been next defenseman up. I don't know. Is Kiwi Harvey the next defenseman up after that? I
think so. Yeah.
Is it that huge of a jump? Time will tell. But to give up a third to move up one spot for him, I think that's an okay thing to do. Next defenseman up might be Solberg,
but he's more of a defensive guy,
though. Emery. Yeah, maybe one of the. But I think we're moving down an echelon of defensemen now.
Yeah, I mean the rest of the defense are like good, but they're just not like
all gone.
The rest of the players that just got picked ahead.
Yeah, I believe this was the right move to make for Minnesota. They needed to get this guy in their system, and to give up a third to do it. It's too bad you have to give up anything, but if that's the price, then I'm happy to do it. Yeah,
I mean it was just losing that third round it sucks. But who cares?
I wonder what kind of leverage Daniel Briere used. Was he like, if he's going to take Konsta Helenius now at 13 potentially, was he always going to take Helenius at 12? But he forced Minnesota's hand to move up a spot, and now he gets to reap the benefits of a third round pick. I wonder what his actual plan was.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that big of a deal. The Wild have a good amount of picks. They got a bunch from offloading during the deadline with the Deweys going. What was the third rounder? 2025. Yeah, so we have.
Yeah. Well, see, now we don't have a third round this year or next year though, so it sucks.
But we have 2026, so we can.
But if that's going to be your future top 4 left side, then
yeah, that's fair. That's fine. I mean, what's the third round going to become? Maybe a middle 6 player.
You never
maybe.
know. King Turby also saying right now, hearing Boston is talking to the Jets to move 24 for Rutger McGroarty. Interesting. I wonder.
I'm not that big of a deal.
No, Zeev. There's some highlights after watching on the.
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
50 points in 42 games this year. I mean,
I just didn't want to get Eiserman because all he is good for goal scoring, which is good, but it's like that's all he's good for, though. I'd rather have someone who's more well-rounded.
Cole Eiserman, yeah, he's gonna. I don't think Cole Eiserman is gonna. Well, right now, as whatever a 17, 18-year-old, he gives shades of like a Mike Hoffman, all shooting, no defense.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
is that who he's going to be? Not necessarily. It's going to have to be a team that wants to take the chance on him and develop the rest of his game. By the way, most points in a season by an NCAA defenseman since 2010. Brendan Smith at 52 is number 1, then Buem, then Cale Makar, then Lane Hudson, then Adam Fox. So Zeev in great company. Brendan Smith didn't quite work out with 52 points, but you look at the rest of those guys, Fox, Makar, Hudson. I think there's a great offensive upside here for Zeev to go at 12, especially, and you think about those guys. Yes, Fox was a 3rd-round pick. Yes, Hudson was a late pick as well. But the league is starting to not respect, but starting to look at that a little bit more. Cale Makar, he went 4th overall. And if Zeev's going to be maybe comparable to him, going at 12, that could end up being a massive steal. That being said, I don't know if his comparable is to, I wouldn't say his comparable is to a Cale Makar, though. The point production is comparable, but the shades of, according to Elite Prospect, is more like a Jared Spurgeon or a Josh Morrissey, which would be fine by me.
Well, Jared Spurgeon gets to get mentored by him now. So.
Oh no, he's not gonna be playing. He's not gonna be good in the postseason, though. According
to
Slim.
Exactly. So.
Oh,
no, trade him. We gotta get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
Even though he won a national championship at the Xcel Energy Center this past year.
Yeah, I want to point out what Slim said. OFDs are ruining the league.
There you go. FDs are ruining the league. Exactly.
Oh, they're ruining the league.
Ruining the league.
Well, I'll get on the phone right now and I'll call Billy and tell him to trade all his offensive defensemen right now.
Yeah,
Let's
tell him to get Berkeley Cannon too.
Okay. I didn't realize offensive defensemen were ruining the league, Slim. Also, by the way, Javi, if you're listening, keep trying. We got a better pick than you, and we picked 5 picks after you. So enjoy.
Zeev better than the Yakimchuk. We'll see. Maybe Zeev even better than Dickinson. We'll see. Well, different types of defensemen, but you can compare Yakimchuk and Zeev maybe more than you can compare Zeev and Dickinson.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Flyers moving up now. If you gentlemen want to stick around, we can talk about the Flyers pick as well. I'll mute you for a second if you're open to it.
Yep.
And we'll see who Danny has to bring in here at pick number 13. Danny.
We have a special guest to make our selection.
Let's hear it.
Proud Philly native and Hall of Fame announcer, boxing announcer, Michael Buffer.
Hey, Mike Buffer. Here he goes. He collects his millions to say his one phrase. Philly, that's why he was in all the Rocky movies. How is he catching strays?
This year's season, playoffs, and the fantastic.
He's getting tired, this guy. He's an icon.
Stanley Cup
Let him be.
Was a magnificent display of the excitement and talent that
I could see Hellenius here for sure.
National Hockey League.
What a voice, man. What a voice.
Now, it's an honor for me to be a part of this year's draft. And as a born and raised Philadelphian, for me,
I can see Hellenius, maybe even Trevor Connolly, Liam Greentree, Rancic Nygaard. Here we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I think it's Hellenius, though.
Let's get ready to
$85,000 just got deposited into his bank account for saying that.
With the 13th pick in the first round, the city of brotherly love welcomes the Philadelphia Flyers selection, weighing in officially at 187 pounds, standing tall at 5 feet 11, from the Guelph Storm, he is Luchenko!
Whoa, Luchenko? Really? Look at the Flyers fans standing on their feet. Jet Luchenko. Wow. That's a surprise. That is a surprise. Ranked 34th by Elite Prospects.
newest member of the Philadelphia Flyers, guys, and this has just been a meteoric rise from
rise, yeah. 74 points in 68 games with the Guelph Storm. 60-point improvement from his rookie season. 7 points in 7 games with the U18s, the World Juniors. Right-handed centerman. Shades of Yanni Gourde.
George Burnett, the general manager there.
He was tied second in the OHL with 30 power play assists. Elevator pitch, the speed, effort, and physicality to become a fan favorite bottom six forward, and there's more offense ready to be unlocked. Going back to our experts now, live in studio with us. What do you think here? Jack and Doggy, thoughts on that?
Wow. I don't know what to say.
I think that's a bad pick. That's a terrible pick.
At that point, you might as well just at that point,
if you want him so badly, you could have moved down. You could have moved down like the Islanders or the Habs. Maybe
as low as he was rated, and low by low I mean like late 20s, early 30s. As low as he was rated, I was hearing, or at least reading, in all my I did a bunch of hours of analysis today, and I was seeing a higher sentiment on Luchenko than there had been. That being said, I didn't think that he'd go 13, and Danny Briere must have thought that other teams were high on him as well to drop one spot, but no further. But yeah, Hobbsy says that we're sleeping on him. I do think that he is better than a guy who's going to go 30th. I do think that he's better than that, but 13, I think there could have been a good middle ground. If he went like 20th, I would have said, okay, that's a nice improvement. But 13th, I do feel like that's a bit high. But at the same time, I see the potential. I'm not sure if I would have taken him over Hellenius. I may have taken him over Trevor Connolly. I understand the argument to take him over Cole Iserman. I could see, I guess, taking him over Green Tree, Branswick Nygaard, but I'm not sure I see the argument over Hellenius, who's still sitting here at 14, and the Sabres might get a steal in him here.
Yeah, they're going to have back-to-back steals now with Benson and now...
That's true. They got Benson at
Hellenius.
13 last year, and now they're going to get someone, maybe Hellenius, at 14 here.
Yeah, I think
unless they take Yzerman.
Buffalo has to wing anyways. They have good center and defensive.
So they could probably go. They could do Yzerman then, really, if you think about it, because they don't really have much.
Yeah,
of a
they
goal
are
scorer, though.
buying out Jeff Skinner.
They don't really have much of a goal scorer now.
Yeah.
I mean, Tage
I
Thompson
think it's Yzerman.
kind of a
Yzerman
down
makes sense.
year though. So I mean,
yeah, there's been a lot of talk on Yzerman with the Red Wings and how they need some scoring, but I could see Buffalo doing it.
I think it's Yzerman or Hellenius going here.
Yeah, I think so
Unless
too.
they go off the board.
That's it. Landon says they shouldn't take another forward, but the thing is, I'm not sure there's any other defenseman.
Yeah.
That really interests me as much as like the two. I think there's at
Adam
least
Jiricek, maybe.
Jiricek, but I think there's at least two or three, if not four, forwards that I'm definitely taking before another defenseman right here.
Yeah, I definitely think if you have Buffalo here, you get good value with Hellenis, maybe even Branswick Nygaard, but if they feel they need a defenseman, then Jiricek's definitely the right pick.
Yeah, and you probably trade back a couple spots if that's the case.
Yeah.
Because I do think it might, like we saw a little string of, like we went forward D, forward. Then we changed it around a little bit where it's defense, forward, defense. Now we're going to go back to a little streak, I think, here of forward.
Yeah, I think we're going to run on all the early, mid, first forwards that were all projected to be here.
Yeah. Well, let me say a bit more on Jet
definitely...
Luchenko. I didn't say too much on Jet Luchenko. I said his elevator pitch, but let's see. It took our team, according to the scouting report from Elite Prospects, it took our team some time to warm up to Jet Luchenko's game. We knew and appreciated the prospect's speed after watching him in his draft -1 season, but his offensive breakout with the Guelph Storm took us by surprise. The unexpected absence of Matthew Poitras, a comparable prospect to Luchenko who spent his season with Boston, opened a hole in Guelph's lineup, and Luchenko jumped at the opportunity to take it and show his skills. He became the de facto motor of the team's offense, finishing the season with 74 points in 68 games. As soon as he steps on the ice, Luchenko increases the pace of the game twofold. 1 second, he's on the heel of an opponent carrying the puck in the neutral zone, and the next, he's piercing right through the opposing formation with the puck on his own stick. His speed makes him a retrieval and pressure machine. That's good for Philly. And his precise position and attention to details were one of the better defensive forwards in the class. So having read that, I can understand the Flyers finding a fit for him. but we'll see where it goes.
I don't know how to think about that Flyers pick, though. I mean, he's not a bad player, but it's just way too early. Considering he was, ranked 34th, you said?
Yeah, by elite prospects. But that's, just by one
Right.
source. Yeah. Let's go to Buffalo here and see what the Sabres have in store for us at pick number 14, excuse me.
And to make our selection tonight will be former Sabres captain and current head coach Lindy Ruff.
Hey, there's all kinds of legends who are coming in to make these picks, eh? Lindy.
Cool, same stage as Celine Dion.
Now, Vendetta, good point.
With the 14th
I'll get to it in a
pick
second.
overall, the Buffalo Sabres would like to select
Would like to.
from the Finnish
There you
Men's
go.
League,
Yeah.
Konsta Helenius.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Konsta Helenius to Buffalo. Buffalo Sabres taking Konsta Helenius.
Konsta Helenius. Again, no Finn.
Yeah, as Vendetta says, Flyers giving up Zeev and a third to get Luchenko. Sorry, giving up Zeev for a third and Luchenko is insane.
The Sabres haven't selected a player in the top 10. So
played in Finland's top men's league with Jukurit as a 17-year-old.
Well, just to add to their forward group, the Sabres have got power. They've got Dahlin. They've got Bowen Byram. They've got Samuelson.
Yeah, they got defense.
Long term when it comes to the back end, but they need to find some skill and be.
Helenius ranked 11th by elite prospects. Shades of Elias Lindholm, centerman, 5'11" with right-handed shot. Shades of Elias Lindholm, elevator pitch, a well-rounded, detailed play driver who is always a step ahead of the opposition. The best center prospect Finland has produced in over 5 years. Big statement right there. Scouting report on him, Finland hasn't produced many star-level center prospects in recent years. Over the last 10 years, only Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Anton Lundell really fit that label, and Kotkaniemi. Not only will Konsta Helenius join that group, but he could end up being the best of the bunch when it's all said and done. Helenius' draft year was historic in many ways. His 36 points, by the way, 14 goals, 36 points in 51 games in a men's league, was the 5th best mark among draft-eligible players in Liga history. His production only ramped up in the playoffs as he maintained point-per-game pace through 6 games, joining Alex Barkov, Capo Kakko, and Mikael Granlund as the only players to do so at his age. That playoff run opened the door with the men's national team, and they ended up scoring 2 points in 7 games with the U20s. Youngest Finnish player to ever appear there. So, a lot of reasons to like Konsta Helenius. And we'll bring the boys back in here. Doggy, Jack.
That's a great pick. Really great pick.
It's a great pick. According to Twitter, Brio said the Flyers are short for center depth. So, I don't know why they didn't take Konsta Helenius who's a center. But great draft for Buffalo. Great value. Definitely didn't expect him to be here at 14. Probably wanted someone else, but they get good value. A lot of forward prospects, but they'll make it work somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe a trade coming for someone.
I really think that was a great pick. It was either Helenius or Yzerman. I think Helenius was the better pick, though.
Well, hold on a second. Interesting. Sorry to interrupt. Interesting note here from Mighty Joe. Referring to some trades that were made, some offers made to Montreal that were not accepted, really. Hold on, let me see this. Looking on Twitter, you can go ahead and follow along. Habs got 4 or 5 trade offers for pick number 5 and nothing that moved the needle.
Wow.
But I don't know if this is actually what if Jay Fresh really knows what that is. I think he's just playing franchise mode here. Nachas in a 7th, Nachas in a 2024, Nachas in a 6th. I think it's he's just playing franchise mode. So I don't think that's actually what the offers were. But the Habs, it is true that the Habs got 4 or 5 offers today for pick number 5, but nothing that moved the needle enough.
That was just too little trade value.
I wonder if Nachas was a part of that offer. Nachas rumored in so many different deals.
Yeah, there's rumors to him in New Jersey, Montreal. I think I even saw Minnesota at some point.
He's coming to Minnesota.
Of course.
But I think that was a great pick. I can see Yzerman taking Yzerman.
I could see this
not like for the jokes.
Maybe he's got to offload Larkin and give up a first and Larkin for future considerations. because we all know Dylan Larkin's got no
I'm not even
value.
joking though. Like for the joke size, it'd be funny, but like I think just because DeBrincat, Kane, Raymond, I guess, are like their only goal scorers, but Yzerman could be like that true goal scorer with.
I could see it.
DeBrincat.
I could see it, and
Really?
Yeah, with
I don't know.
Raymond passing to Yzerman would be pretty good.
Yeah, that Wallman trade really makes me
Really?
question Yzerman's
sanity.
What's the word I can say right now? His coherence. I don't know. It was a bit of an interest. Well, more than that, it was not a good deal in my opinion.
Yeah,
and nor was it a necessary deal either. So just because it's a Stevie Y led team, there's no magic dust over the team. But the Red Wings have been a solid development squad. They've seen the development of Lucas Raymond, of Moritz Seider, of they're ongoing with Axel Sandin, Palika, etc. Lots of credibility might be the word there for Vendetta. So Yzerman joining the team won't be magic and say now he's going to produce because Stevie Y is the GM and something fun is about those two names. But I do think that the Wings could use a scoring winger and a true goal scorer as well, as Brian Michalak says. He would pair well with their second line. And then Cat Dad Gamer says that could leave Brandon Nygaard to go at 16 to the Blues, which I think makes a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, that's what I've been seeing a lot of.
And MBN being the next two picks here.
I just hope he doesn't go to St. Louis. I'd rather have him to Washington.
I don't want to pick us into the Red Wings here. Let's see this. We'll do one more here, gentlemen, and then I'll let you go. Thanks for joining us. We'll do one more here with the Red Wings and Daniel. I saw the slicked hair, but it's Chris Draper up at the microphone.
Detroit Red Wings, like to say a shout out to all our fans back in Hockeytown at Little Caesars Arena.
Little Caesars, hot and ready, baby.
To make our first selection tonight, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, 7-time Norris Trophy winner,
Nikki,
Hockey Hall of Famer, and Vice President of Hockey Operations, Nick Lidstrom.
Legend. All rise. One of the greats of all time.
Pick, the Detroit Red Wings are proud to present from Mora of Hockey Allsvenskan, Michael Nygaard.
There you go. MBN. This is gonna be. I'm gonna have to try and squeeze this in. Brandon Nygaard. Or Nygaard.
Wow.
Going here.
MBN.
A Norwegian has been picked.
Just do MBN.
Norwegian NHL history go in the first round. As someone it's been a meme in the Discord server for a long time. What do you think now as he goes 15 to the Red Wings? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm surprised.
I think it's good value. It's not a reach. He could be good. He's mainly a defensive two-way forward. Not really gonna, exactly turn into score sheet, making himself look like Connor McDavid, but he's not going to be a doggy shooter. He's going to actually shoot puck one time.
Funny.
Right. Let me get the right letter A in here.
But he'll be good. His comparison on the EP guide was Arturi Lehkonen, so.
Interesting. Here, I'm going to have to bring the
just
font size down a little bit.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, I think, because isn't he considered one of the most NHL ready out of the entire draft class?
Yeah, if I go ahead and read a little bit on him, he was ranked 16th by Elite Prospects, 6'1" right winger, shades of Arturi Lehkonen. He's close to turning 18. He had scored 18 points in 41 games with Allsvenskan, 5 points in 5 games with Norway at the World Junior Under 20. Elevator pitch, a modern power forward with projectable physical tools across the board, the best forechecker in the entire draft who has a direct path to a middle six role in the NHL. Brandon Nygaard is a gamer. Place him anywhere in your lineup, hand him any assignment, and watch him skate through a wall to see it through. Perhaps more aptly, watch him send another opponent through a wall, because any discussion about Brandon Nygaard has to start with an examination of his physical skills. Let's just say that it wasn't a coincidence that he was able to hang in Allsvenskan for parts of 2 seasons as a 17 and 18-year-old in his draft -1 and draft year seasons. Far from just holding his own, Brandon Nygaard bullied his opponents most nights. He went into every retrieval seeking out contact and almost always connected. Thunderous hits sent his opponents flying from the puck. And when he couldn't overwhelm them with brute force, technique would take its place in the form of reverse hits, subtle jabs at the puck through contact to keep it from his opponent's stick, or a drive up and through their hands to establish inside positioning. So all that to say, he does a lot super well. He is a tenacious dog, and I think he fits that Detroit style quite well. Even if he's not that pure scorer, I think he fits the Detroit style well. And he's going to be a winger that they not desperate, but they need a winger, a middle six, top six winger, more middle six winger. And I think he's going to fit nicely in that middle six.
Yeah, they definitely got the need figured out. Rare Yzerman, good pick.
I like it.
Yeah.
Now at 16, we have the Blues to go. And a few questions. Yeah, Mighty Joe making good point. Next 5, some permutation of Connolly, Yurchek, Hage, Yzerman, Solberg. Pick 21 will be exciting. If anyone in the Discord, if anyone watching the live stream wants to hop into this, feel free to leave a comment. I'll send you the link. Maybe now's a good time for Slim to hop in even. Maybe if Zyke wants to get in here for pick 21. But I will relieve you of your duties, gentlemen. Jack and Doggy, thanks for joining. I'd be happy to have you back if you want to comment on a certain pick in particular. So let me know in the Discord.
Montreal.
In Montreal, sure. So let me know in the actually, no, you have the link already, and so I'll see you in the waiting room if you want to join back in. So I'm gonna have you exit now, and
so we press leave studio.
Feel free to enter, and then I'll just put you in. I won't ask you, and you don't need to ask. Just come back if there's a time. All right.
So do I press leave studio?
I'm good.
Yeah, leave studio is all you gotta do.
All right, I'll be in the live stream.
All right, thanks,
Let's
gang.
probably the Wild got to steal the draft.
Yes, sir.
Unless it was Ken.
Aside from Demidov
and Ken.
Yeah, Cadden was a good pick for 8.
I'm always going to cheer against the Kraken now.
All right. I hear you. All right, thanks, Doggy. Now, Dice, yes, just got out of a movie. Hey, what movie? Congrats on Demidov. Thank you. You'll want to go back and hear my reaction to Demidov. That was incredible. Kent feeding families in Montreal, on the island of Montreal. Jack can join me at 20. Perfect. There you go, Landon. Cat Dad Gamer says, Yzerman, I bet Blues usually take best player available, though last year they stretched for Lindstein. I could see that. No problem, Jack. Thanks for having the time to come by. Catton had 14 multi-goal games and 6 4-point games. Really? Some more thoughts on Bransick Nygaard. Let's see what else they're saying here in Detroit.
With our prospects and the picks we had, kind of really fills a good void more, but like a traditional
no problem, Doggy.
Scoring shooter off the wing, something we can really
imagine if Yzerman ends up in Chicago. That would be something, eh? At 18? I think he's Yzerman's officially getting to draft to steal territory now. The highest drafted Norwegian player ever, and the other 4 Norwegian players drafted 42nd, 62nd, 65th, 79th from the last 40 years. None of them really, I don't even recognize any of those names. Blues are up for pick number 16 now, the halfway point.
The NHL Entry Draft.
Let's see where the Blues want to go with this one.
St. Louis Blues are pleased to select defenseman Adam Yurchek.
Ooh, Adam Yurchek. Next defenseman off the board here went forward, and Adam Yurchek goes at 16. 7th defenseman to go. Brother of David Yurchek. I don't think it's Yurchek, though. Is it like Yurchek? Something like that? I don't want to get it wrong, but... Let me fix the letters.
To be able to watch him play at the World Juniors because I thought he was pretty pedestrian in his men's league play previous to that.
I can't do a fancy R. Oh, that's too bad.
We were going to see
maybe the fancy I and the fancy C.
Who was so successful in the 17s and in the 18s, but first game they play, third period, wrecks his knee, keeps him out.
Oh no, wrong one.
The year. We saw him at
Sorry,
the combine.
I'm trying to get the right letter I here.
He's an extremely confident young man. There is no question about that. And I think there's so much currency built up from his international play and his draft minus 1 year, even his draft minus
forget
2
it. So I'll just leave it.
That allowed the St. Louis Blues to
it worked.
This pick here.
There you go. Just let it Arden want to go.
Because it's a long recovery, it does come with a little bit of risk.
Interesting.
If they would have had the medical on this, they would have done really deep just to make sure. Because a couple of things, at 160
only 2 guys on the
pounds,
on the stage here from the Blues.
190. As he grows as a man, his role play. He's still
Yeah,
not done
good
growing,
pick
right?
here.
So where's the need fit in all that?
I don't quite recognize him,
All the
Hobbsy.
medical on that and felt
King
comfortable with it.
Tollefson.
All right, so the Blues get Adam Juracek, 16th overall. We're halfway home through the first round. It's your say it all.
There you go. So at that point, they're going to commercial. So Adam Juracek, shades of David Juracek. Interesting, by Elite Prospects. Let's see, 6'2", right-handed defenseman. Played 19 games in Extra Liga. I believe that's the league, right? In Extra Liga, yeah. 19 games, 1 assist. No problem there. Elevator pitch. Competitive, hardworking, two-way defender. Can read the game well and isn't shy about getting involved offensively. Some concern about this year's knee injury, though. So Adam Juracek is going to go a lot higher than this. They had him ranked at 28th, and they're right. He goes 16th. We can tell you that much. Whether we'll be on the right or wrong side of that, well, that remains to be seen. It's easy enough to understand why some within the industry hold the Czech blue liner in such high esteem. He's been on the scouting community's radar for the better part of 3 years now, and his reputation was such that he started the season a top 10, perhaps even top 5 player. Juracek's standout performance at the Hlinka Gretzky Cup indicated that he was more than ready to live up to the hype too. A lot to like from Juracek. He's already ahead of his older brother at the same age in some ways, wrote Elite Prospects Director of European Scouting Lassie Allonen in August. Continued with his aggressive pinching and tight rush defense while not making any big misreads or errors. A lot of good retrievals where he scanned multiple times, gained body positioning, faked with his edges or tapped the opponent's stick before receiving the puck. Smart puck moving under pressure for the most parts. Sense looked above average. Then things kind of went sideways. Thrust into Czechia's top professional men's league, the Extra Liga, suddenly Juracek couldn't keep up. It was evident in our first league viewing of the season, and we couldn't help but lament it in almost every one that followed. Let's see, Juracek was ranked 2nd in 2022, ended up going 5th, right? A raw prospect, lots of raw talent, difficult to judge. Yeah, there's a lot of thoughts there on Juracek, but solid defenseman, similar to his brother in a lot of ways. David Juracek, who's a solid prospect with the Blue Jackets. And Adam Juracek at the halfway point here goes 16th. As next up will be the Washington Capitals. As we're saying here in the Discord server, sorry, I guess I keep saying the Discord server. Here in the live chat, people saying it's got to be Washington. It's got to be Yzerman for Washington. They need a D bad, but then going slot for it. Not a good slot for it. Could trade back. Not sounding like it at this time, but Dave even said that Adam is better than him. So that injury may have really scared people. So this could be a huge steal for the Blues at 16. If Juracek ends up actually being like a top 5, top 10 talent. If Juracek was a top 5 talent, then look at that. Igor Chernysov, I could see that. I could see the Russian going to Washington. Data, what are your thoughts on the new Kings and Ducks jerseys? I wasn't a fan at first, the Ducks, but it's grown on me. The logo was great. The jersey, I wasn't sure if it was just too much orange, but I love the Kings. I think the Kings jerseys are trash, but I also think the Ducks jerseys are very good. I like the Kings. I like what they're doing. It's not crazy flashy. It's a good jersey. I like both the jersey, both the logo, both the rebranding on the logo. I love to. Oh no, I did not see that Golden Gamer. Great. So when the Leafs get to the perfect, that'll be great, Golden Gamer. I did not see your message, so thanks for resending it. Yeah, they'll grow on me. Just I want purple from the Ducks. All right, Caps are up to make their selection. They will be picking.
With the 17th selection,
Here we go.
Washington picks Tarek Parasak.
Oh, is it Skak? Like, no. Is that it? Paraskak going to the Blue Jackets. Paris with a C. Going to the Capitals. Out of Prince George. Paraskak going to the Capitals. Interesting.
Most points for a CHL rookie since Patrick Kane and Sam Gagner. 105 points. Incredible upside here with Tarek Parasak.
43 goals and 105 points, the 7th most by a CHL rookie since 1998-99. Whoa. Paraskak ranked 36th by Elite Prospects.
And they had a decision to make with a veteran team as to whether or not they would keep him. They had a
So 105 points in 68 games, 1.54 points per game. Shades of Tyler Toffoli, 5'11", right-handed right winger.
Play in all kinds of situations, played a ton of minutes. He puts up 66 points there. He comes to camp this year. They start to elevate him to the top line. His first 18 games.
Could Chicago get Yzerman and Levshinov here?
Didn't stop for Parasak all season long. And here he is, having used that experience from going back to the edge school and all the minutes to help his development.
Yeah, it's got to be a winger for Chicago.
Where he's putting up over 100 points in the Western Hockey League as a 17-year-old on a really good team.
Wow. So elevator pitch on Paraskak, a high-end, quick possession player capable of both setting up plays and finishing them, but play driving and skating must improve to support game at the next level. 105 points in 68 WHL games normally puts players in the top 15, if not top 10 discussions. Paraskak never really entered that discussion, though, spending the entire season hovering in the 25 to 45 range in public rankings, and here he goes at 17. No matter who you asked, the public or NHL scouts, the concerns were the same. He's a passenger, not a driver. It would be very wrong to assume that Paraskak was merely a conduit for the plays of his older line mates. He showed plenty of NHL skills in his breakout season and likely has the capacity to become more of a driver in time. Paraskak's one of the most clever off-puck attackers in the draft class. He doesn't just get open, but constantly adjusts his positioning to be in the perfect spot with perfect timing. If he's not sneaking into the slot, he's spacing the offensive zone by flaring wide. If defenders chase him, it opens up space in the slot. If they don't, he's a scoring threat, or more often, a threat to pass back across the slot. So he's lethal in a lot of ways. He beats goalies across the crease with one-timers. A lot of good things to be excited about in his game. As you can see, but the scoring upside is crazy. Shades of Tyler Toffoli would be a great prize for the Capitals to have gotten here at 17. Eloi thinks Green Tree for the Blackhawks, maybe. A bigger power forward style player as opposed to just a pure shooter. Interesting, but is he going to be a long-term? Could Cole Yzerman be a long-term winger for Bedard? Either way, they're going to get a winger right here who's hopefully a long-term first liner, best case scenario with Connor Bedard.
105 points in the Western Hockey League. As a rookie, hockey's pretty easy, right?
I guess you could say that.
What do you still need to work on before you go back to PG?
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to just growing into my body, filling out a bit more, putting on a lot more muscle, and I think the speed of the game as well, getting a little bit faster too.
Well, listen, have a great offseason. Congratulations, new Washington Capital. Have a great offseason. We'll see you back in PG next year.
Craig Button finally got to set something right.
I'm just loving this shot.
Sitting Zion right next to him. That's crazy. I love it.
That's such a great moment, right? Because they're looking out the dream. They're not expecting it, and there it is. Maybe he should have been surprised. When you look at the company he's keeping,
we look 100 plus point seasons by a rookie, 100 plus point rookie seasons in the CHL since 2000. Patrick Kane at 145, Crosby 135, Sam Gagner 118, then Paraskak at 105, and below him you have Ehlers and DeBrincat at 104. So Paraskak in very good company for those numbers by a CHL rookie. James, hear me out. Whoever drafts Yzerman will be a happy camper. It annoys me you can't work on defense. 100%. That's a slim mentality. Like after hearing all that, you think he's not going to work on defense? Absolutely. Is defense ever going to be the strongest point of his game? I doubt it. He's played hockey well, not that he can't learn, but a player's style is a player's style. But it doesn't mean that he can't work on those parts of his game. Look at Matthews, look at McDavid, players who didn't have a good defensive side to their game, and now they have great defensive sides to their game. Do I define them as defensive players? No, but they have great defensive sides to their game. There you go. Our queen. Yes, Mark. Our queen.
Low burn to try and get there. And I think when you look at Connor Bedard and the year he had as a rookie, even though he missed games, you think, maybe we better speed this thing up a little bit. This guy is really, really good.
Yeah,
that's it. Matthews is Selke finalist. Yep.
To surround that core that they have on the rise with just the best player available. So whatever's going on with I'm interested in this pick because of the.
Here comes Chicago
before the draft.
All right, for the second.
They moved up.
Chicago Blackhawks are on the podium.
How did this pick come to be again? We'll get there in a second. Could it be Yzerman? Let's see.
from the Muskegon Lumberjacks,
No.
Sasha Boisvert.
Oh, what? What? Really? Sasha Boisvert. Good old French-Canadian boy.
And he says he idolizes Alexei Kovalev.
Sasha Boisvert.
Next generation Alexei Kovalev, I would think.
Next generation, I don't know. He is ranked 21st. He's ranked 21st by Elite Prospects. So it's not like it's a total off the board, but I'm just surprised they went with him here. 5th in USHL with 36 goals. 36 goals and 68 points in 61 games with the Muskegon Lumberjacks of the USHL. Elevator pitch, a sharpshooting center who orchestrates rushes and shuts down opposition with defensive awareness and physicality. Expect a lengthy development curve, but there's a middle six power forward here. Another centerman, though. I'm surprised. He can do everything. He can score from distance, score in tight, set up chances, throw thunderous hits, and shut down the opposition. It's that well-roundedness that kept him inside our top 25 nearly the entire draft cycle. Interesting. Maybe my reaction was a bit too crazy there, but I'm surprised that he goes at 18. If you're going to tell me that Trevor Connolly, Liam Greentree, Cole Yzerman are still there. Boisvert isn't a big reach or even a reach at all. I'm just surprised that he went at this point. Shades of Braden Shen, 6'2", 179-pound centerman, 17 and a half years old. He's a goal scorer. He's a dual threat as well. Good puck control, manipulation skills. But yeah, he's definitely been in the USHL for he's a long-term guy. But Yzerman continues to fall. Yeah, at 19, could he be going to Vegas? But there's still, besides, we keep saying Yzerman, but there's still Connolly, there's still Greentree. Or to have Sam O'Reilly ranked. Nick Connor's coming in. Nick, thanks for leaving the comment. Sam O'Reilly. Let's see. Sam O'Reilly. Ranked 48th by Elite Prospects. I think he's definitely a project, but he does have good two-way center ability. Very good. Actually, I'd say even he's one of the better defensive players. I don't know the entire draft, but one of the better defensive players out there. And where do I have him? Probably late first round if he gets taken. Probably late first round, something like that. As a loose idea there, Nick. Yeah, that would be great. The Canadians, we're getting close to the Canadians now. I'm getting more and more excited for the Canadians. I don't know if I want Cole Yzerman, depending on who's there. I'm not gonna say, because maybe I've been burned by having Mike Hoffman in Montreal. Yeah, Islanders need goal scorers to change this defensive postured stigma on the club. True. Jack is joining us. Here we go. Jack, welcome back to the stream, my friend. What do you have to say?
I don't know why the Hawks didn't take Yzerman. I mean, you got Bedard, who's mainly a playmaker, put him next to a pure sniper. I don't get why they didn't do that. There must be some issue that happened with Yzerman, like personality or something. Maybe he bombed his interviews, but I don't know why he's fallen this long. I think whoever takes him is getting great value.
Now, do you think that team would be? Now, Vegas maybe. Islanders, I think they need scoring, and the Canadians just got a great forward. They have scoring already. I don't know if I don't know if I see it. So I think he either goes 19 or 20, or he drops.
Yeah, I don't think the Habs take him. They got their sniper already. Just drafting Demidov. They don't need another one.
Yeah, maybe Doggy joining us back in the stream as well.
You have Caulfield and Demidov. You don't really need Yzerman too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
All right.
False 29. Lyman, how would you feel about Yzerman at 29?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Some mocks have had Yzerman outside of the first round even.
That's crazy though.
You know?
There's no I can't reasonably think that a team would, like the Flyers or the Ducks, would pass on him. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
If he falls to the Stars, it's another Stars drafting masterclass.
Jonas asking, do I think Yakimchuk was a reach? Not necessarily. I don't know if he was the best defenseman there. I could have seen maybe 1 or 2 over Yakimchuk. But was he a reach for a good defenseman at 7? I don't think so. Was he the best defenseman available at that point? That's the question. Yeah, Vegas always trading away their first round picks, so maybe this will be one that sticks. But a team that, like, if there's a team late first, like a Carolina or a New York Rangers that can get Yzerman, a guy who's like top 15 talent, with a pick that they almost would have traded away for a run at the cup, but didn't, and ended up holding on to it, that would make them say, whew, thank goodness we didn't trade that first. Now we get a top 10, top 12, top 15 talent for 30th overall value, late first value that would have gotten me like an Alex Wenberg or something, or whatever that might be at the deadline. Yeah, whoever Vegas takes will just be traded at the next deadline anyways, so there you go.
I think they take Yzerman here.
I don't know. We'll keep saying it until he goes, probably. Just like how I remember it being like that for Joakim Kemmel.
Yeah.
But here we go for Vegas making their selection.
Wow.
Vegas Golden Knights with the 19th selection of the 2024 Amateur Draft are proud to select from Tri-Cities of the USHL.
Yep. Oh! I started typing Yzerman too quickly there. Connelly, yes, Trevor Connelly, a bit of a polarizing figure.
Commit to Providence College, an undeniable talent on the ice.
As Trevor Connelly goes to Vegas, potentially leaving Yzerman for 20th for the Islanders.
Isn't
the Canes are one
Connolly
pick away?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Isn't Connolly just like another Yzerman?
I don't know. He was
more of a
78
power forward
31
type.
goals, 47 assists, 78 points, second in the USHL. Orca, where will Yzerman go? Cool. That's the question. But Michael thinks
My
that's
bet's on
stamped.
the Islanders.
Yeah, I think the Islanders, as much as we were saying, okay, maybe the Blackhawks, maybe the Golden Knights, I'm not saying it's going to be Yzerman because it's 20. I'm saying I think it's definitely going to be Yzerman because it's the Islanders at this point right here. But that being said, Trevor Connelly ranked 14th by Elite Prospects. Shades of Jordan Kyrou, 6'1" left winger, 161 pounds. Elevator pitch, a human highlight reel with elite hands and edges, capable of being the sniper, net front finisher, or playmaker. Flashes of physical skills, but plenty of concerns remain. Trevor Connelly is one of the most talented players in this draft, and everyone in the industry knows it. If we built this list on talent alone, he'd probably be closer to 10 than to 15. Let's see. But as if I'm sure you gathered by now, it isn't quite that simple. Many NHL evaluators were already aware that in 2022, when he was 16, Connelly posted to Snapchat a picture of a teammate sitting on the floor of a children's area in a library with building blocks assembling the shape of a swastika. Strang and Pronman reported. Connelly added the caption, "Creations." The story continues. Some NHL people were also aware that he had been accused of directing a racial slur at an opponent during a game in 2021, which he has denied. He was initially suspended after that allegation, though the suspension was not upheld, with the disciplinary committee for the California Amateur Hockey Association writing that the allegation could not be corroborated. Connelly repeatedly expressed remorse for the first incident and maintained his innocence on the second charge to this day, but to the degree to which anyone believes that is their own prerogative. More than anything, we assume you've chosen to read our draft guide, yeah, here we are, because you trust our quality as evaluators rather than what occurs with these players off of the ice. We had to lead with that story because it's an integral part to the conversation, but at this point, we'll go back to the ice, and there we go, more about he is, given the puck in space, things will happen, crazy skill. He is a problem solver, finds creative ways to keep his team going. As you can see by the numbers, 78 points in 52 games, 9 points in 7 games with the USA under 18s. So a lot of things to be excited about when it comes to Trevor Connelly, but are you afraid of what happened to maybe like in the last year or two with his character? I don't know. I think this is a discussion for another day probably, but at what point is a guy really making a mistake as a kid, and at what point is that no, this is who that guy is and he's just not a good guy? So if we go into any of our Snapchats when we're 15. I'm sure there's some cringy things in there, but I'm not sure how many of us have like racist things in there, for example, or xenophobic things in there. So I don't think you can excuse xenophobia and racism as, it's just a kid. But at the same time, at what point can you say there's room to learn from that? Or this is who he is and there's not so much room to learn from that? So there are my quick thoughts on that, not to break down a sociology too much. I don't know enough about Trevor Connolly to really say more than that. Halby also asks, any clue why Chicago picked Boisvert? I think they just maybe they have a longer term viewpoint. Like Boisvert is going to be a long-term project, but he's a really great two-way centerman. I guess they just don't have as much of a rush to say we got to add someone. But they got Mikheyev, they got Lafferty. They have players who are going to be here right now. I don't know. I'd have to ask Chicago why, but I do see the value in him. I'm just not sure if it fits what we thought it was going to be like. Oh, let's get a top line winger for Bedard. But no, they go the quieter route or the slower route with a long-term middle six centerman. No, you can't excuse it. You can't. But I'm just trying to say, at what point is that who he is and he's a bum? And at what point is it, okay, made a massive mistake, but he can learn from it? That's a question to be found.
He sounds like a real winner.
Joshua, thoughts on Vegas's pick? I just gave go back like 90 seconds and you'll get more of my thoughts on that. Jonas also asked, do I think Adam Yeko, or is it Jekko? But Yeko is a first rounder. Hard to say when some players already slated to go like in the 30s have gone-ish. I do think, I don't know, elite prospects have him where? 66. So I don't think he'll go in the first round. Big 6'5", uniquely skilled forward. I don't know. I'd say probably not first round.
I don't know who. I only know the first rounders, and everyone else I have no idea.
I'm not going to lie. I really don't know much about a lot of these guys. I've done a lot of research very recently. It's not like I've been keeping track of them over the entire year, so I'm not going to lie and make it sound like I'm some sort of expert scout. But I do think he's probably not going to be a first rounder. That being said, Islanders' first round pick is in. Let's see who's going to be available for the Canadians. Great pick for Buem by the Wild. Great pick for them.
Thank you again.
Cole Hudson, mid 20s probably. Maybe the Canadians at 21. Who knows?
And to make our pick, our captain, Anders Lee.
Anders Lee, there he is. Oh, that nice open shirt. David Hasselhoff.
New York Islanders are proud to select Cole Eiserman.
There you go. Stamp it. He was already off being driven to the airport by Michalak. Cole Eiserman goes 20th. Once thought of as a competitor for Macklin Celebrini for first overall, ends up going 20th. Quite a fall off, but still an incredible amount of talent. Yeah, I think that's a great pick for the Islanders. At 20, there's no risk there. Very little. Averaged a goal per game this season. 49 goals in 49 games.
I do feel
Jack
bad.
and Doggy, thoughts?
I do feel bad for Eisman.
Islanders, they get a supreme goal scorer. I don't really know much about Islanders prospects. I don't think many people do, but they get their goal scorer of the future. That can really just help drive their offense. And if he can improve the defensive side, he can be a really good forward. But obviously, that's why he fell so far.
Yeah.
I do feel bad though, because like, if I was him, I'd be a little upset if I was dropping this far.
Right.
But I mean, at least he got drafted though. But
that's it. He was ranked 13th by elite prospects in the end. Shades of Phil Kessel and Max Pacioretty. So at their best, those are two elite goal scorers as well.
Yeah.
And also players who weren't horrible defensively, but also weren't known for their defense.
Well, Kessel was worse on defense, though.
That's it. It wasn't quite Mike Hoffman levels, but definitely guys known for their defense. U.S. national U18 team, 58 goals and 89 points in 57 games. 58 goals in 57 games. And the U.S. national team development program, juniors, USHL, 24 games, 25 goals, 34 points. And the USA U18s, 7 games, 9 goals. So easily, as the elevator pitch says, the draft's top goal scorer has elite instincts and off-the-pass shooting skill, but must develop the rest of his game to achieve his upside. All Cole Yzerman does is score goals, the most in USNTDP history to be exact, because when he put the Americans up 2-1 in the gold medal game at the 2024 U18 Championship, he cleared the previous mark set by Cole Caulfield. Let's see, 6 foot tall, projected to be a top 3 pick at one point, and now he's ended off his draft year by barely being top 10, top 15. He ends up going 20th. So in some ways, Cole Yzerman came as advertised. His shot proved as fierce as any in this draft, with an automatic release that he can fire off the pass from any physical position and any corner of the offensive zone. He's one in only a handful of players in this class who can credibly threaten from range. So lots of things to say that are great about him, but at the same time, he needs to work on that defensive side of things very much, and that's not an impossible thing to do. But when you have that much, you can't really teach that raw goal scoring ability. You can't teach that, but you can teach a two-way game. I think a better two-way game you can teach. So I don't want to go too heavy on Cole Yzerman because we're getting into the Canadians pick now, and that's what I'm most excited for, 21st overall. So now at this point,
My thought was Cole Hudson.
Yeah, Cole Hudson, Liam Greentree, Andrew
like
Bashta, Igor Chernysov.
Michael Hage could be an option here.
Yeah, Michael Hage even.
I don't think they go forward. I really think they go Cole Hudson.
Cole Hudson to play with Lane Hudson would be something. But they're very similar styles, right? Would it make a lot of sense? I don't know.
Full offense, baby.
Full offense. But as Edouard says, I think I'm more in this.
When you get your 2 power play,
I'm more in this camp.
Lane on the first power play, Cole on the second power play.
There you go. I'm more in the camp of that it's Greentree or Hage. Tony Marinaro had reported earlier today that the Canes were very high on Hage. So I think it's probably Greentree or Hage. I'd be very content with either one, but I think especially Greentree here at 21. But I'm excited for this one. At 21, the Canadians traded up from 26 to 21, so let's see who that guy ends up being.
I think it's a good trade. I mean, a good pick, sorry. But
in Yzerman?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This was a pick you had to make. The Islanders need scoring. He's still there at 20. He's probably the top shooter, if not top 5, probably top 3 shooter in this draft. Top goal scorer in the draft.
On the EP draft guide, they have him as the best shot in the draft. So
yes, there you go.
Get that at 20, especially considering this time last year we were all debating. We all had him at 2 this time last year. To get him at 20 is great value.
That's it. When is Buem going to be ready? Probably one more year at least in university.
1 year at minimum.
At minimum, 1 more year in university. Yeah.
And then maybe 1 more year in the AHL, maybe.
Yeah,
I think he does what Faber did. I think he plays out this year in Denver, and then after Denver season ends, then the Wild will sign him. That's my guess.
Yeah, or he goes to the AHL. Plays
no,
a year
if
there.
We're signing him, he's gonna play in the NHL.
Yeah, if he's signing, he'll play.
Oh, you can't play in the NHL, right? You have to be like what? Isn't it like 20 or something like that to play in the NHL?
Yeah, he'd have to be 20.
I don't understand why that's a thing.
Just to keep junior leagues more populated. All right, picks coming up. Let's do it. Oh. Oui, absolument. Oui.
From the Chicago Steel in USHL, Michael Hage.
There you go. That's exactly who Tony Marinaro said they were high on. Michael Hage going 21st overall to the Montreal Canadiens. I like that pick. Michael Hage ranked 24th by Elite Prospects. Shades of Morgan Frost and Robert Thomas. 6'1" centerman. You got to get some size down the middle there. Yes, there's Kirby Dach. Yes, there's Alex Newhook. Yes, there's Nick Suzuki. But this organization needs some centermen as well. Historically, that's been a big issue. One more to add into the pool. Why not? Finished 4th in USHL scoring with 75 points in 54 games. 33 goals, 75 points in 54 games with the Chicago Steel. Elevator pitch, a dynamic puck carrier in transition with a quick release. Improvements in defense, physical skills, and playmaking propelled him up draft boards. So, scouting report, after missing most of the 22-23 season, it was no surprise that it took Michael Hage a while to find his footing in the USHL. But when he did, he was arguably the league's most dynamic center. From December on, he scored 61 points in 38 games, punctuated by 31 points in 16 games to end the season. Nice suit as well. Beautiful three-piece suit. Hage is a dynamic rush attacker combining inside drives, flashy dekes, and give-and-go playmaking. A crossover burst gets defenders' feet moving. Then he looks for vulnerabilities. He fakes wide, cuts in, and accelerates to the net. When possible, he moves the puck to the middle on reception, draws the defense, and passes wide. 25 of Hage's goals came in the second half of the season, driven by his ability to create space for his shot. Hage's fakes and creates an angle for his shot, forcing both the defender and the goalie to adjust. He changes the angle on many shots, curling the puck around sticks at the same time. His off-the-pass shot is every bit as dangerous. So to achieve his lofty upside, he must up the pace and add more playmaking. He's not a poor skater, far from it, but he falls into the background as he waits for defenders to show vulnerabilities instead of taking control. So yeah, a lot to be excited about for Michael Hage as the Canes get him at 21. Over under the number of Hage against the Machine headlines. I love it, Pat. Pat's always here for the headlines. And Red Boy and Leech come in just to spew slander. Welcome to the stream, gentlemen.
Hage is a bust only because he went to the Habs. If he went anywhere else, he'd be amazing.
Of course.
So,
all right, Jack and Doggy, I'm going to give you the reins for 45 seconds while I grab a snack. Feel free to use these next 45 seconds as you wish.
Don't let Doggy be alone.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Red Boy, stop doing hate. Data doesn't like it.
Red Boy and Leech know that Hage and Demidov are both going to be busts. Both of them in the ECHL in 5 years.
Demidov's going to leave to the Wild.
Yeah, I'm hearing from the streets that Demidov is requesting a trade.
To Minnesota, particularly.
And I'm hearing it's Minnesota or KHL.
And Canton, too.
In fact, I'm hearing every prospect in this draft, besides the people we don't want, are demanding to go to Minnesota.
So 1 through 21 minus Yakimchuk, Jet, and Eiserman, and Hage.
So hate infused. Sorry, you know what, Red Boy? I couldn't tell. He said the Habs are doing well with a crying emoji, so I didn't know that he actually meant it. So Red Boy, I take it back. But Leech, I am still infused with hate for you.
Bring the two twins up here.
The Habs are just a bunch of bums.
I sent them links. They're welcome to join.
You guys gotta join. Come on, Red Boy, you gotta join.
Let me go ahead and grab a little bite here of my my Made Good morning soft baked oat bar sponsorship. I sent it to you in Discord, Leech. And Hobbsy's in here as well. Let's get Hobbsy in here. Hobbsy, welcome aboard.
We got a party going on.
I'm back.
We got a party going on.
How do you feel about taking Bustumchuk and passing on Booyum?
And Cad.
You mean Bustum? Like, come on, man. Like, Carter Yakimchuk will be the best defenseman in this draft.
Maybe best defenseman in the ECHL.
I said the AHL, but ECHL is worse, so true.
He's gonna be better than you though, Doggy. And he'll make the ECHL.
You have a good passing like I do.
Talk to me next time you make it out of the first round.
Oh.
Talk to me next time you make the playoffs.
Okay, I'll talk to you next season.
Delusional.
Leech, I sent it in a DM on Discord.
Gear brother.
Carter Yakimchuk is not going to save your poverty franchise.
No, Linus Ullmark will. Thank you very much.
Ullmark is going to
poverty bum that got carried by Swayman. Real ones know that Swayman so carried him.
How did the Discord hockey channel flood into this live stream?
I mean, what did you expect from me?
I need you guys to start taking... Yeah, I did though, Leech. But it said it's a message request. This is perfect. So this is going to allow me to take a second to breathe and have a little snack here. So, gentlemen, keep running with it. Go crazy.
All right, I'm taking over the reins, so.
Don't tell them that.
I'm taking over the reins, so. All right, this is my stream, guys. So.
Everyone unsub from Doggy.
All right. So we're gonna be doing a Cannon career sim because he's the best player in this draft. Celebrini's
No.
buns, and everyone else sucks. So yeah.
Great insight, thank you. I don't know if Slim's still here, but Slim, I can't believe you guys took Beckett Sinecki at 3. That might be the worst pick of all time.
Yeah, that is terrible.
Buddy is gonna be the next Braden Tracy.
Oof, that's a deep cut.
What was a deep cut?
Next
Braden Tracy.
Wow, Tracy.
I have a number of Braden Tracy cards.
All right, I'll mute everybody here. Barry Trotz is up.
In Smashville, watching today. Secondary, we have a retiring scout in Glenn Sanders, and I want to thank him for his 20
Got some goldfish
years of
going now.
dedication and loyalty. One of the best scouts you'll ever meet. To make our pick, thank you. To make our pick, Assistant General Manager Jeff Kelty.
Nashville Predators select from Yaroslav Lokomotiv, Yegor Surin.
What's this guy's name?
I don't know.
Yegor Surin turns 18 in August, a star and a top prospect coming out of the NHL out in Russia. Sam, what can you tell us about this young man?
Well, Surin was a guy that we had predicted might go to Chicago at number 18. We've since passed that, but you're looking at the guy who's got a lot of bite to his game. 52 points in the junior league, but 108 pins. And I think that speaks to his compete level. That speaks to a guy who wants to be a type A personality out on the ice.
Wow, 52 points, was tied for 9th most in the MHL for Surin. Okay, I got to rotate some people here. So Jack and Doggy, I'm going to remove you. I'm going to kick you here. My apologies. I'm going to kick you for a moment. Red Boy and Leech are coming in, and so is Golden.
I was going to say Golden wants in for the Leafs.
Yeah, Golden wants in for the Leafs pick. So let me rotate a few people here. Give me a second. There you go. That's going to be for Golden. Red Boy and Leech are here as well. So here's what I'm going to do. Hobbs, I'm going to bump you as well. This next one's going to be Golden, Red Boy, and Leech. I'm not sure how many people I can have at once, but I think the max is 3 guests plus myself. So I'm going to bump Hobbs.
Is showing me up to 10.
Oh, is it? Okay, so let me see what I can do here. So Red Boy, Leech, welcome to the stage, gentlemen.
That could be too crazy.
Thank you.
I can leave.
It's a great honor to have 2 legends on the chat here. Red Boy, of course, if you're following on the YouTube channel, the creator of our scouting method in franchise mode. And if you're in the Discord server, you know them as the masters of slander, but also 2 of the most knowledgeable people on hockey. I got to give it to them, and especially about prospects. And there's a lot that they've been saying, a lot that I've been learning from them as well. So, boys, what do you got to say so far on the first 22 selections?
All right, I'll just sort of make my way up from top to bottom here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Mack truck, first overall pick with the Sharks, can't complain. My team, Levshunov. I mean, I would have taken Demidov over him, but that's really not a bad pick at the end of the day. Seneca is definitely quite the selection at 3. I don't see how you could sort of justify him over either like Lindstrom or Demidov, but to each his own. Verbeek has to be different always. So, well, it's insane that we were able to even get a choosing of Sam Dickinson or Boyum at number 11 for my Sharks. I wanted Boyum, but like Sam Dickinson's going to be a stud nonetheless. Can't really complain. The Luchenko pick I love the selection just to see how frustrated Derek was afterwards, especially the fact that he said he modeled his game after his sweetheart Travis Konechny. That was just the cherry on top there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Yegor Stern pick at 22 is really interesting because he has a lot of upside, but a lot of people think his like hockey sense isn't really up there. I mean, I can't comment on that. It's not like I've watched him play, but that's definitely like a really early selection. I wasn't expecting that. Not much to add. I mean, I was kind of surprised that Utah went again at 6, but I mean, it's a fun pick. I still like it. I also can't believe that Demidov actually fell to 5. I was like actually so disappointed when that happened, but I'm also wasn't as disappointed because if they would have passed on him, like I would have slandered you guys for like the next like 10 years. So.
I was ready.
I'm not kidding. Like, it would have been terrible. Like you would have never heard the end of it. If I heard the two words like Tija Ginla at 5, I wouldn't stop. Like just the slander against. Even though Ginla is going to be a great player, obviously now he's on Utah. I just would have been rooting on his downfall. Like if he was a had. But I just like Demidov too much where I really can't, which really is disappointing to me because I know he's going to be a good player. Yeah. Also, Hage is a good pick at 21 too. He kind of fell.
Before the Leafs make their selection, I never even said anything about Surov. Where is he ranked by?
He's like really late on the.
He's pretty late.
God,
very late. Very late.
I want to say he's in like the 70s.
Is he? Wow. Igor. Oh, Igor. It was Sportsnet made the mistake, not me. So he's ranked 63rd. Shades of Ridley Gregg. Okay. Hobbsy's gonna have something to say about that, I guess. 52 points in 42 games in the MHL. An elevator pitch pops up all over the ice and is a disruptive force for opponents. Flashes strong skill, but the sense lags behind. The Leafs seems making a trade here.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
We'll be waiting a bit longer.
So Golden was coming in to make trade alert. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Watch it not even be like a first round pick, like they're trading for.
Here we go.
Toronto trades pick number 23 in this year's draft to Anaheim.
Woo! Oh, that's a big jump.
And 58 both in this year's draft as well. Toronto 23 to Anaheim for 31 and 58. Okay. Anaheim, you're on the clock.
So who does Anaheim like here enough to trade up from 31 to 23?
We're still on the board. I was thinking maybe Solberg. I mean, they have a lot of left-handed guys, but like they definitely need like a third defenseman. I feel.
I feel like
I was gonna say Greentree,
but
Greentree. He could have easily went as early as like 15.
Yeah. Solberg's still there too, but
Solberg is my favorite player left.
Yeah, I love Solberg. Is sick.
Yeah.
Brad, what are you doing? Brad, what are you doing?
Golden, are we gonna do we say goodbye and see you again at pick 31?
I mean, if you want to keep me around here, I'm happy to stay.
If the Leafs win Solberg there, that's literally a home run for them. But I mean, I guess not.
Doggy and Jack, feel free to join back
like
in
a
here.
Cole Hudson at
now that I know we can have more people, I thought the max was 3. So big move there into 23.
That definitely changes up the guys that I was hoping were going to be selected here at 23.
And now that we have a pick for the Ducks at 23, I don't know if he's still around, but I'm going to send the invite to Mr. Shady. And we'll see what he has to say.
Mr. Slim Shady.
Wait, what did he say from the Seneca pick? Like, was he here?
Yeah, I don't think he kind of downplayed it. I don't think he said too much.
He's just recovering.
He's coping deep down inside.
Are we really thinking doing some scouting here? Come on.
Here, Land. Man, we have a real party in here. Landon, Doggy, it's turning into a Discord chat. Welcome back. Oh, the studio limit is 6. My limit is 6 here. So here, I'm gonna see who's. So Doggy's currently waiting. Doggy, I won't be able to add you yet. Landon, you haven't been able to join us yet. So Landon, we welcome you to the stream.
Hello.
Hey, Landon, longtime viewer, Mr. W. Landon, his pick coming with his stars at 29. But for the moment, I'll just pause everybody and say, let's listen in at the Ducks at 23.
Is a man that has shown our organization great inspiration, has shown us also what courage is all about. A man who shows us every day what a great positive attitude can change things. It's a man that's beaten pancreatic cancer, making our selection
is Sudarshan Maharaj.
Yes, sir. Legend. Who did they trade up for? Let's see.
Are proud to select from Norway, Steen Solberg.
Solberg. There you go. There you go. Sorry, now I gotta unmute everybody. Apologies.
For Norway, right?
Unmute.
Oh boy.
Well, they moved down to not take Solberg. That was something I was not expecting. Wait, this is literally the type of player that Slim might actually like.
Anaheim, I love this pick.
This
Yeah,
could be
big pick for
Slim's
Solberg
boy.
here. Now, what are the Leafs doing? Why did they not want Solberg?
What was it, like 58 or something? And traded it, like, what's the point?
Yeah, I didn't get the exact.
31 and 58. Yeah.
31 and 50. So they get 58 to move down 8 spots and not take Solberg.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
surprised.
something.
I'm surprised. But by the Leafs, not by the Ducks. Great pick for them. Another
Yeah, that's a
2
great
first-round
pick.
Norwegians. That's big for
Oh, yeah.
them. As Solberg goes in the first round. So I'll get some expert analysis on him in a moment, but I will first start with Elite Prospects, ranked 20th by Elite Prospects, as he shows shades of Jacob Trouba, 6'2", left-handed defenseman from Norway. Elevator pitch, a defensive defenseman with one of the best physical games in the entire draft. Flashed more and more growth and potential in the rest of his skill set towards the end of the season. So, gentlemen, I'll give it over to you.
I feel like it's a really good pick here. At 23, they like I was saying, they definitely need like their third guy sort of behind Mintyukov and what's his name?
Zellweger?
Guy. Yeah, my fault. But yeah, I mean, he's a really physical defenseman. Like he was literally like dominating people that were much older than him in like literally the World Cup, like one of like the biggest just hockey events in general. Overall, like that's just like a really good selection. Yeah, before the Sharks traded up to 11, if the Sharks went Solberg at 14, like I would have not been mad at all. And the fact that he went at 23 is pretty good. So
Yeah, I absolutely agree on that. That's an absolutely fantastic pick, I think, for Anaheim. That's going to be a really good, really big presence at the back end.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just gonna love this guy.
Yeah, could have been Elite.
Yeah,
But
this is like-
did you hear
like
that
the
Elite Prospects
perfect Slim
description, dude? Like,
This is a Slim kind of guy.
He's crying to get on the live stream for pick number like 7 for no reason. But then when it comes time for pick 23 for his team
Hey,
trades up.
nowhere.
This is the guy that he wants. Ghost.
he's sleeping.
He's nowhere to be found.
Thanks, guys. I was able to eat my bag of goldfish. So much
Ooh, wait, I think
appreciated.
there's a trade.
No problem.
Hold on. What's Gary saying here?
24
Yeah.
this year's draft to Utah.
Woo!
Number 38 and 71.
Ooh,
Utah
that's a
gets
pretty big.
All right.
New York Rangers second round pick in 2025.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's 3 picks for one. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the full trade here?
24.
This could be Chernislav here.
Whoa, what?
What?
Second round pick.
Huh?
So much. That's a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
So essentially 2 seconds and a third for pick 24, which is way more than the going value has been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Like,
get
if
it if it was like a pick in like top 15.
Like
or
if
something,
that's the
but, like,
value, that's the
here?
value. But that's
There was
way more
someone
than
they
what the
liked on the
market value
board.
has been for trading up. From
Let's see.
38 to 20. So to move up just 14 picks, it costs a second and a third.
Wow.
They've got to be in love with this guy or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Utah's really excited for whoever this says 24.
Yeah.
Again, we've said his name a lot of times, but when you think about who's still on the board, who shouldn't probably be there, could it be Aleem Greentree at 24?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that too.
if someone's trading up that much, and I
Yeah.
don't know, Colorado, if they're going to benefit that much from Utah really wanting their guy, then as much as I'm Colorado and would want to take a guy at 24, if I can survive without him, I'm happy to take an extra second and a third to go down 14 picks. Wow.
It could be Cole Hudson as well for a defenseman.
Yeah, like they like EJ Emery or like one of those like shutdown guys.
Yeah, I could
Not
see
sure.
Emery.
I want one of them at 20.
But I feel like you don't like need to like move up this extremely to get like a guy like EJ Emery. Like maybe
Pat
like
makes a good point. Pat says new owner syndrome. Everyone wants to
True.
splash it away.
That's honestly pretty true.
Welcome to Dexter, watching over in Latvia. Welcome, everybody. Cat Dad Gamer says, I'm good with Utah making this trade. They have so many picks. They can do this easily. Well, yeah, Utah is the one. Yeah, they do have a lot of picks. That's true.
Yeah, this is
whenever I do a career simulation, I always take the Coyotes because when I need to play around with the draft to make certain teams draft certain players, I use all those excess of like 3 seconds, 5/3, and like all that. So
yeah,
I see the point. You know, they have the extra value to give, but at the same time, it's the market value. Just because I have a lot doesn't mean I want to give a lot. So it is higher than market value, but they're really high on this guy. Let's see what they go for. I'll be very curious to see who this guy is now. For 24. What does the Twitter world say as we listen to Elliot Friedman?
Yeah, we didn't think we could get him, with our second pick, and so I didn't want to take a
I can't believe Celine Dion made the Habs select.
Celine Dion, that was great, eh?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Just doing too much there, bro. Just make the selection.
Yeah, I was dying. I don't know if you guys heard me during that. I was
you were just like, say the name already, bro. Get it over with.
Just say it, please.
Yeah. Imagine she did all that just to select like.
Pick. I was honestly rooting for that. I was like,
all that to say, Sam Dickinson.
Sam Dickinson. Wait, we're slandering Sam Dickinson. That's great.
No, we can't. We can't.
You're slandering.
They did not call him an NHL player safety.
What I really want to see is the Puckpedia calculator. I want to see how much value was given up here in that trade.
Yeah, it's got to be. Got to be a decent amount.
Let's see. Utah's going up for their next pick now. All that for Celine to say, Jet Luchenko.
Hey, dude, he's Travis Konechny at 5. That would not be a bad pick.
Luchenko.
Baudouin.
Who? Okay.
What?
Baudouin.
All right.
What?
How was Green Tree still on the board? I actually don't get it.
Yeah. Somehow, interesting.
Cole Baudouin.
Okay. Where was he ranked by Elite Prospects? He was ranked pretty high. I mean, he's the ultimate dog. Like he's like a bottom 6. Oh, is he the guy?
He was second on Barry in assists. Okay. Let's see, Baudouin. By the way, Green Tree ranked 15th, still out there.
Yeah, I always had him mobbed to either the Red Wings or the Blues. It's insane.
Still here.
Baudouin ranked 29th by Elite Prospects, shades of William Carrier and Andrew Kopp. Okay. His 3, like the little things that they put at the top of a player's, like it's kind of like his X factors, I suppose. Some players have sniper, some player have playmaker, whatever. He has 3 and they're all the same. Got that dog in him. That's
my gosh.
They're all the same. So recorded the longest VO2 max testing at the combine at 13:25. Elevator pitch, the ultimate bottom 6 checking forward, intelligence, skill, and an outrageous work ethic. Scouting report says we're trying to avoid playing favorites and putting together our board. We're not ranking players based on how much we like them, but based on their upside and their chance of seizing on it. But we can't always ignore our biases. We really like Cole Baudouin and have close to an irrational amount of confidence in his projection. That may have played a factor in us ranking him in the first round. Yes, he may project more as a bottom 6er in the NHL, but he's exactly the kind of player that a team like Tampa Bay Lightning would pay a premium for at the trade deadline. He brings every type of skill you need come playoff time. He's one of the strongest players in the draft class, maybe the strongest of the prospects that will be drafted in the first couple of rounds. He eats up the boards, grinds them, spins off opponents, drags the puck out of traffic, and gets it to the middle of the ice. There's not a battle that he can't win, even when at a numbers disadvantage. And he drives the net, creating chaos there, tipping shots and getting open for tap-ins. His impact is felt in all 3 zones. So that's a lot to say. And by the way, we didn't say about his height, all that physicality. 6'2". I thought he was even taller, but still 6'2", 201 pounds. And he's got that dog in him, as they say.
Got that dog in him.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. They get Aguinola and Baudouin. They're not like similar players, but like they're both very physical. Like I see what they're going for.
Yeah, I see it. If he does end up being a Tanner Jeannot, a Barclay Goodrow, one of those guys, even if he does become that, was it worth a second and a third? Maybe. Time will tell. Will they get an ROI of a first and a second and a third from Tampa Bay in 6 years from now? I don't know. There you go.
That'd be fun.
Let's see. Doggy wants to get in here. Do I have any volunteers to hop off for a little bit, or should I just go by seniority? Okay.
I can pop off. That's good.
Okay, thanks, Hobbsy. So we'll pop Hobbsy off for a little bit to bring Doggy in, and we'll continue to rotate as.
I'll pop back in at the end.
Perfect. Thanks to Hobbsy.
Data, can we get Jack in here for 29?
Yeah, we'll get Jack for 29. No, Landon's here for 29 as well. But then now Doggy joins.
Okay.
Roberto commenting, green tree to my Bruins. That would be a great selection for them.
Green tree to the Bruins would be great.
Yeah,
I just want to be here for my Canes pick.
Oh yeah, that's true for your Canes.
Your Canes.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, my Panthers are coming up at 32, so I'm real excited for that.
I didn't say much about. I got to go back a little bit.
Guys.
I know I'm late, but I didn't say enough really on Surov. Apologies to all the Yegor Surov fans out there watching the stream. He was ranked 63rd. He pops all of the ice, blah, 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 like we said. So Surin mostly features in the second round of public lists, but he might sneak much higher than that on draft day. And here he is going at 22. He has that kind of profile. The motor of his team, Loko Yaroslavl, for much of the playoffs, Surin scored 23 points in 19 games, 9 more than his closest teammate. Whoa. His motor received a ton of praise from our scouts and NHL ones alike. Surin never stops moving. He sprints from task to task, always accomplishing everything at his maximum velocity and winning every battle of will. Fearless, he drives between the dots constantly, often dragging defenders with him in his path. His game is all about applying as much pressure as possible. So there you go. Great pick for the Predators. Maybe a bit higher than some would have thought, but I see the appeal to him. Igor, yeah, sorry. Sportsnet had Igor, so I put E, but really it's Igor with a Y. So my apologies. That's good to go. Yeah. That leaves us now with the Bruins at 25. Are you going to cover rounds 2 to 7 as well? No, I will not. Not in this same way. We'll be doing breaking news live streams as things happen, like if trades go down and whatnot. But what's going to be happening now on the channel is draft coverage ends now. I'm going straight to bed, maybe recording the start of the Demidov simulation. But tomorrow I'm waking up and doing nothing but Ivan Demidov. That'll probably take me 7 or 8 hours. I'll probably, instead of, usually I like to upload at 12 p.m. Eastern, but I'm going to upload ASAP, which means maybe it's a 6 p.m. Eastern upload tomorrow, something like that for the Demidov simulation. Guaranteed, I think it's going to go up tomorrow. I'm too excited for Demidov. After that, we'll have the free agent frenzy that begins on July 1st. Any other breaking news trades that happen along the way, and then some live streams of our ongoing franchise modes as well. So not the same coverage for rounds 2 to 7, but we'll still be having a lot going on. It's the busiest time of the year, starting from pretty much tonight in the next week or so. So a lot to be excited about. I'll be excited to hear from you as well, everybody, to know what simulation do you want to see first after Demidov, of course. We've done Celebrini already. We're going to do Demidov tomorrow. Then that leaves us with the question of who's next. With my panel that I have right here, what are your suggestions?
Seneca would be cool, but views wise, I mean, Ducks, Seneca, I don't know.
Yeah, Ty Ginla with Utah.
Yeah,
Hobbsy's pounding the table for Yakimchuk.
I'd definitely say Caden Lindstrom on Columbus would be interesting.
Yeah.
I
You know what?
say Caden.
Yeah, good point there. Pat saying, is it too early to pitch Utah for the fall franchise mode in 25? Iginla, Baudouin, plus the shiny newish toy. I see the appeal for it. I usually like to do whatever people aren't doing, and I already see it. There's already been a couple of Utahs.
Bruins.
So I wouldn't say no to Utah ever, but I'm not sure if right away.
Do the Capitals.
Caps are an interesting one. I know that they'll probably be in the poll. Bruins are up for pick 25. This could be a great opportunity for them to grab someone who's dropped.
Green tree would be great.
Yep.
I want to thank our Boston fans for their support, and with our
The shot's
pick in
taking
the
way
first
too
round,
long.
Our director of scouting, Ryan Nadeau.
This guy's a husk. Poor guy.
Oh no.
The Boston Bruins are proud to select from St. Andrews College.
Ooh, that's a fun pick.
Wow.
I like that.
Le Tourneau.
What about St. Andrews College, they just absolutely have become a factory of NHL players.
Local Boston.
Robert Thomas,
College,
Warren
not too far away.
and the latest in the group, of course,
Interesting.
Who did they?
has size 6'6", 214
Bruins
pounds.
absolutely fumbled that
6'6", yeah, big boy going to Boston. Let's break this down. Big 6'6" selection there. Recorded a league high 127 points with St. Andrews. Crazy numbers from Letourneau, but take into consideration the league and all that. But if we look at where he's ranked by elite prospects, could it be that he's that far down? Oh, here he is. Pick 32, rank 32, I should say. Shades of Nick Bjugstad and Tage Thompson, but which one is it?
Wow.
Registered the longest wingspan at the Combine at 83.25 inches. 6'7", 209-pound centerman. This is great for Boston. A supremely skilled 6'7" right shot center who dominated in transition with St. Andrews College. A fun pick, as I think Red Boy had put it. Considered a unicorn because of how free he operates with his size and higher end tools. So scouting report, Dean Letourneau didn't just dominate his opponents this season. He crushed them. In a mere 56 games this season, the 6'7" center prospect scored 61 goals and 66 assists for 127 points, 2.27 points per game. The final boss of the prep high school circuit, Letourneau is one of the most unique prospects in recent years. While one may look at Letourneau's production against lesser competitions and use that as a knock on his projection, it's important to look at how he creates in the context of his size. While he is limited by some awkwardness, he doesn't succumb to the same limitations other tall quantities typically struggle with. Crossover scout Daniel G broke down his game, saying a big paragraph about what he does so well. Got a soft touch, works good handles, etc., etc. All that physicality goes a very long way. It looks like his the highlights here on Sportsnet are recorded by a handheld camcorder. But St. Andrews, somewhere out there, putting up crazy numbers. I've said enough. What do we think here about Letourneau?
It's
Big
boy. Interesting.
He's definitely
Brian likes it.
I don't agree with this pick.
Ooh.
Good point from Roberto. If it ain't Green Tree, he better be 6'7", and he is. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The height's the only good thing going for him, in my opinion.
Well, Boston
Yeah,
desperately
Tage was
needs
a late
centers.
bloomer.
They desperately need centers, and he's
Some
also
severe
like the highest upside
slander. Sorry, some severe slander. Obviously rooting for him, says Pat. But there's a reason why there's only one Chara and a bunch of Rempes and Kyle Woods. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Pat? What are you trying to say here?
Kyle Wood, the man
What
himself?
Matthew Rempe, whatever. What are you trying to say there about the king? About the GOAT. Beta 72 first ballot Hall of Famer, Kyle Wood. That brings us to 26 now for the LA Kings. The pick the Canadiens originally had that they traded up with to get to 21. So see who the Canadiens getting Hage versus who would be here at 26. I don't know. Do the Kings actually go Green Tree and say, hey, we traded down and we got value back and we got a guy that we would have been happy with at 21 anyways? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, Brian Michalak, definitely a project, but for a team with such little prospects, he is boom or bust. And he's a center prospect and going to BC, who has helped develop some very good centermen lately.
All right.
Yeah, tallest drafted forwards in the first round since 1979. He is the tallest since 1979 at 6'6.5". A lot of 6'6", but a 6 foot out of but how many of those 6'6" weren't also 6'6.5" back in 1982? So I'm not sure about that stat.
No, the fact that BC is letting him actually play next year, like, kind of shows that he definitely has talent there, and it's like not just like he's farming in like prep or whatever. Like, there's definitely something there. If BC is letting them play, which is gonna probably be like a Frozen Four team again, it definitely says a lot about his like skill.
Not just a prep school merchant.
Yeah, merchant.
So, and then Halby also, we've been saying a lot about Green Tree, but don't forget about Emery and Kiwi Haryu as well. Two players who.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's dropping this far.
Yeah.
I thought Emery would be like a GM's dream type of pick.
For sure. Like I keep thinking Kiwi Haryu because in franchise mode he goes like top 15.
Yeah.
but honestly, if I have to say which one am I more surprised with between Emery and Kiwi Haryu, it's Emery that he's dropped this far.
I think it's more Kiwi Haryu, honestly.
Yeah, you think?
Like, obviously the NHL is like kind of like he goes in the top 15, like you said, but
Mhm.
he's like one of the better. Well, not one of the best, but
Yeah, they're both great. Just which one am I more surprised by is probably Emery, but they're both great.
I think I'd take Kiviharu over Emery though,
Yeah?
which might be a
Okay.
hot take, but they're
Well, we'll
both
see.
good,
We'll
though.
see what your Canes do.
We don't need any defense.
Your boys.
I think
Luke Robitaille looking white as snow. It looks like Jack Frost. Whoa.
Oh
I think the Kings take Kiviharu here.
Because they do need some defense. With,
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I don't see it though with
Not
Brant
Brant
Clark.
but
yeah, Brant Clark's also offensive.
I don't know.
So.
All right, King's pick is in. Let's see what they do.
It's got to be Green Tree, please. Somebody just do it.
Back in Los Angeles, and this selection will be first time that new draft picks wear New Jersey. And
That's
Mark
true, New
Kennedy,
Jersey.
ahead of scouting, will be making you.
Where's Bergevin?
With the 26th pick, the Los Angeles Kings select from the Windsor Spitfires. Liam.
There you go.
There you go.
Finally. There you go.
Really good pick.
Finally,
Yeah.
dude. Someone
If
got
I'm the
it.
Kings, I'm
That's an absolute
very
steal.
content with moving down 5 selections and still getting a good player like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was the trade for the Kings to move down?
I think it was 21 for 26, and I think it was a second involved there as well. If I
Oh,
remember
okay.
correctly.
That's
From the
not bad.
Canadians?
That's a pretty good trade.
The Canadians and Kings.
I think it was a 3rd and a 7th.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
That's still good value though, really.
Or was it a 2nd and a 7th? I forget which one it was. There's a 7
I mean,
involved.
either-
Anyways,
Good value either way.
That's still good
yeah,
value,
Green
though.
Tree ranked 15th by Elite Prospects goes here at 26. Shades of Matt Boldy.
Ooh.
So basically a bust, but
Okay, that's enough.
Basically.
That's enough.
6'2" left winger, 198 pounds, 36 goals and 90 points in 64 games, 4 points in 7 games with Canada U18s. Elevator pitch, a human highlight reel. They've said that for a few guys. Capable of making the big plays look easy and the small plays look skillful. Defensively astute and a big producer, but concerns about his skating can't be ignored. So there aren't many players in all this draft who did more with less than Liam Greentree this past season. Stuck on a rebuilding Windsor Spitfires team that couldn't keep the puck out of their own net and finished second last in the OHL, the Oshawa-born right winger thrived to the tune of 90 points in 64 games, 24 clear of his next highest scoring teammate. What else can we say about him? Someone called him a power forward. Good intelligence. Playmaking is the marquee dimension in his game, but he's a legitimate dual threat scorer as well. Good handling. Yeah. Lots of good things to say about Liam Greentree. And I don't know if we're saying like ridiculous at 26, but definitely a solid selection. If not, you can, if I could be so bold as to say a steal. And yeah, the Kings are, I don't know if, yeah, that's why I'm not saying ridiculous, but I am saying that's a steal at 26. And now at 27, that leaves your Canes to go ahead and take EJ Emery. There you go.
No. Not happening.
Yeah.
EJ's going 29.
Northy asking best forwards left. So after Greentree, we've been saying a lot about Greentree. When's he going? Who are the best forwards available now? I would say probably Basha, Chernyshov, Artemonov, maybe.
Luke Misa.
Misa,
There's still a lot of
Richie.
solid guys left.
Yeah. There's still a solid number of guys. Yeah. Emil Hemming.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
Like Vanacker. Nothing that stands out too much. Like I would say Green Tree's definitely the last of like that tier.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a new tier now. We moved on to a new tier.
Yeah.
I mean, Letourneau was honestly a tier after Green Tree, but like I can see why they'd pick him at 25 as well.
Yeah.
I think you could see Luke Misa going like in the 30s.
I think
Like
Basha
30.
would also be an interesting one as well.
Yeah.
Jonas had said, Data, what's starting overall and potential did you have Cole Hudson at? I forget what it was. It was medium elite. It could have, I think it was high 60s for the overall, though. And then he called Green Tree. There you go.
He has no aura, so like he probably won't go that high.
There you go. That I don't know much about the Gen Z aura, but he doesn't have it.
It's not as bad as his brother on draft night, but it's definitely not.
Dude,
I
not
posted
too
the
good
picture
for
in that category. Let me find it. It's on the Discord.
Pat saying did more with less is the most backhanded compliment possible. That one is the Viking the Kings media guy. Gen Z McKenzie said, if the Predators trade Askarov, what do you think his value would be? Value for goaltenders isn't what it once was. Like, it wouldn't be what they would want, probably.
But Askarov has quite a bit of trade value, as he's
He does, but just
one of the better goalies out there.
Just there's a lot of good goalies in the league. If John Gibson is unmovable, not to say Askarov is comparable, but just to say if a good starting goalie in John Gibson is unmovable,
but
then
he probably wouldn't want to go to Nashville. It's a better team, but he doesn't want. He would probably want to be a starter, though, wouldn't he?
No, I'm not saying John Gibson would be traded. I'm just saying in general for the market for goalies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mike Laxing at 28. Sorry, just saying.
Might try and do like a Sorokin Varlamov thing with them too, but like I just don't see why they would extend him for so long. Like I don't know.
Mike Lax said, I could see Calgary doubling up on defense after taking Parik at 9. Kiwi Haru could be their guy.
Yeah, I could see Kiwi going pretty soon.
Yeah.
Pat said, anytime you can take a player whose weakness is skating, you have to do it, of course. Leafs probably targeting Sam O'Reilly, maybe, says Mighty Joe.
Chicago's trading.
Vanacker, yeah, Vanacker's going to be a good one, too.
That's at least what DeBrow said, but I don't know if he's a reliable source.
He is not. He's not
He's
furthest
not,
from it.
Trade alert. What's going on here? Trade alert.
Wait.
DeBrow, the insider.
Gary in shock.
Dude.
Carolina trades the 27th pick in this year's draft to Chicago for picks number 34 and 50. Also this year, Carolina sends 27 to Chicago for 34 and 50.
Damn.
Chicago, you're on the clock.
That's Chicago getting their third selection in this first round.
Wow.
So
218 and 27.
Levsinov, Boisvert, and who?
I think Chernisov, but we'll see.
I'd say Chernisov. Maybe Basha goes here.
Yeah, Basha as well.
I was so excited for my Canes to pick.
Your Canes aren't even picking.
Are they out of the first round now? Yeah.
We need Jack in here now.
John Gibson has been below average for 5 seasons. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pat. I know you're right. I'm just trying to.
Is Hobbs still in the stream?
Hobbs, he's not. Hobbs, he's in the chat though.
Bring him up here, since he.
Oh, we need Jack.
He can take my spot.
Oh, Jackson. All right, thanks, Doggy. And even DeBrow's in here as well. Hold on. So, I'll take out. So, Doggy will remove you for a moment.
Zykar is now demigod fan.
I saw his
so
profile get changed to the Demidov pick.
I was like, who is this guy?
Me too.
I was like, yeah.
Landon, you still in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Landon, okay.
Pretty close at 29.
Okay, I'm going to take Golden out for a moment because Landon's at 29 and Golden's at 31. So, Golden, I'm going to remove you for a moment. Don't go anywhere. I'll add you back.
Sounds good.
Golden's going to come out, and then we'll add Jack and then DeBrow.
Oh, great.
No, get Dab out of here. We don't need him.
Get that guy out of here.
Get that guy out
Get that
of
bum
here.
out of here.
We don't need him anywhere near
Don't doubt me.
other
Don't doubt
GMs
me.
when we know his history of general managing.
True. It might rub off on us.
That's it. We don't need any of that. Allmark being traded is also always a funny thing, though.
He'll never escape that.
Never escape.
Can
No,
the
they will
Stars
not.
take Tristan Lennox at 29 here?
No.
I don't think they can. War Master, welcome to the stream, buddy. So the Hawks now get their third first-round pick. They're going to pick 2, 18, and 27. Levshinov, Boisvert, and fill in the blank. Could they be going for a defenseman here after going defense forward? Are they going back to defense? Or do they go another forward? If they go forward, there are a couple names like we said. But if they go defense, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 names left in that tier of defense in Emery or Kivi Haru. While for the forwards, I think now that Green Tree has gone, we've moved to the next tier. So do they go for the final guys of one tier of defense, or do they move on to the next tier of forwards? That'll be the question.
Bro,
I want Emery at
Al
29.
Davidson looks so happy right now. He's
loving it.
Only thing I'll say is just don't doubt me.
Don't doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
You guys seem like you were downing me.
No doubt.
was
Well,
doubting
I've
you.
doubted you
I
many
have-
times before, and I'll doubt you many times in
We
the
will.
future.
I have
we
the
were
most
doubting you, and you
reliable-
Alright, here we
deserve
go.
to be doubted. You deserve to be doubted.
Proud to select from the Brantford Bulldogs, Merrick Van Acker.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go.
I
One
said
more
Van
pick.
Acker. Yeah,
One more
Van
pick.
Acker, not Van
EJ
Acker.
Emery.
There you go.
Data and everybody watching, just want to let you guys know I have the most reliable sources. I am the most
Incorrect.
trustworthy man.
Do not listen to anything he says. He will make you. You will lose brain cells regarding hockey.
So, anyways,
You're gonna
Van
gain.
Acker ranked 33rd by Elite Prospects. He goes here at 27. The Hawks trade up. They liked him. They traded up for him, and I think it was worth the trade up. Shades of Brandon Saad, 6-foot left winger, 165 pounds, great brain, 82 points in 68 games in the OHL. Elevator pitch, a skilled, versatile scoring threat with puck protection skills and high-speed drives, just waiting on consistency to tie everything together. So Van Acker can fade into the background some shifts, but that's just his style of game. He's an opportunistic scorer. You don't necessarily spot him until he's skating past the defense to catch a breakaway pass and being the goalie with a perfectly placed in-stride shot. Van Acker anticipates changes of possession and gaps in coverage and times his drive into these pockets to get scoring chances. He steals the puck on the back check and on the forecheck and instantly turns these plays into odd man attacks. But it's really in quick possession plays that his game shines the most. He has a mental map of his teammates' position, and he bounces the puck off of them to get around the defense and into scoring areas. And he can make some defense-breaking 1 or 2 touch passes in transition, giving open lanes to teammates to take the puck up the ice. So there are some concerns of lack of consistency. There's not too much missing, though, in his offensive skill set. So he's not a shutdown guy or a motor. He's a lower-paced guy. But at the same time, does a lot of things well. And I see why Chicago would want to trade up for him.
Yeah, so that's a pretty underrated pick. I think he's actually a pretty talented player. I also think he plays with Nick Lardis, who they drafted last year in the second round. Just kind of cool.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in Brantford. Yeah, the Brantford Bulldogs. Yes, I always keep thinking the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's true. They did move.
Good old logo. Yeah, the highlights are very smooth. Very smooth with the puck. It looks very good.
I don't know. Who's on the board still?
Depends. Well, forwards, we said Van Acker was one of the main guys. Other forwards out there could be maybe Basha's number 1 forward on the right now.
Artemonov too.
Yeah, for sure. And defense, I think it's still Emery and Kiviharu.
Yeah, also Frey. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be a first rounder, but he's also kind of in that tier with them.
Mm-hmm.
He could maybe sneak his way to one of these late round picks as well.
Just know whoever the Stars pick at 29, it's gonna be like a future All Star. So
Yeah, future Hall of Famer, you mean? Future
Yeah,
Cup
Hall of
winner.
Famer.
It's gonna
That's
be
what they
EJ Emery.
Definitely not Cup winner.
EJ Emery or Charlie Ellick.
Yeah, that's true. I like too.
I would be good with either of those two, and one of them will be on the board at least. Or I'd go
Just
Basha.
5 more picks here. 5 more picks to go. Oof, 3 hours and 20 in. Always flies by. Every year it flies by. I look forward, even when the day comes that I'm a father of 6, in a couple decades, I always look forward to being able to have days like the draft to be where, even if I put 2 videos a year at one point, I think the draft is always a time when we're able to come back together. So it's always is this maybe the 3rd year that we do draft live stream? But we've always done draft coverage. And the Flames now at 28. Who are they talking to here? There's some random Flames fans who got on TV. Lucky them.
And your muse.
Who are these guys?
And we're from Lethbridge, Alberta.
We're from Lethbridge, Alberta. Hey, they get on TV. That's nice. Aaron, welcome to Calgary. I can see it. What about Teddy Stiga? Could Teddy Stiga go late first?
Yeah.
He definitely could, but maybe NHL teams just wouldn't like him because he's smaller. But he is definitely worthy of at least a late first pick.
Halby, one of our longest viewers. I think this is Jirka Halby's brother who's commenting right now. But Jirka Halby, one of the first my friends to watch a franchise mode on the channel. Used to only be people I knew in the real world, and Halby was the first one that I remember to be someone who was not someone I knew who was watching the episodes and commenting consistently. That was Yirka. I think that's Halby's brother. I think this is the younger brother, the younger Halby, who's been talking with us here tonight. But anyone in the Halby family is welcome on the Data 782 channel.
Real one.
He's a real one.
I see no GMs have followed your franchise modes, unlike last year.
That's it. Not a lot of fall in the last couple of years. There's been a few picks that I've.
I remember that reaction when Jaeger got taken by Pittsburgh.
That's it. When Jaeger went to 14 to Pittsburgh, I remember that.
Oh yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, I don't think any of these. I think the bigger problem is that many of these players aren't in the game.
Yeah.
This is a big year for players not being in the game.
True.
Just 1, 2, 5, 10, 12.
I know that Tig and Cadden are in.
And ones that are in,
Bedoin.
For my career sim, I fixed the roster. Like Aginla was 70 overall, medium, top 6, so I had to bump him up. And all right, here we go.
The Calgary Flames are proud to select from the Muskegon Lumberjacks, Matvei Todydini.
Ooh, who's this?
I don't know who that is.
I didn't even hear that name clearly.
I think he was the top scorer in the USHL last year.
Matvei, what's his name? Matvei.
All right.
Oh, is this the Zach Hyman of the USHL guy?
I want Emery. I want Emery here.
Yeah, Emery here would be a really good pick.
Let's go, Emery.
So Greedon going to the Calgary Flames with pick number 28. Led the USHL with 83 points in 60 games in 2023-24. Really? He was ranked... These guys could be anywhere. Greedon.
He was ranked really late in the Elite Prospects one.
Yeah.
Elite Prospects
91.
Yeah, wow. They were rough on him. I don't know. He was the only one that's that late though. All the others are pretty
that's easily the latest Elite Prospects got to go. No shades of anybody.
That's
6'1" right winger, 83 points in 60 games with the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Teammate of Boisvert, right? On the Lumberjacks.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, slightly better at physical. He's average at everything.
Yeah, Elevator Pitch says a hardworking, likely fourth-line winger with flashes of higher upside, especially as a playmaker. Bringing the physicality more consistently will be key. The USHL's leading point getter wasn't one of the 3 prospects featured in our first round. It was Greedon, a well-rounded forward who quietly scored at 1.38 points per game, though. Greedon leverages his ability to spot lanes and create space to amplify his impact as both a shooter and a passer, blah, blah, blah. Lack of pace and dynamic handling have been what people are concerned about. I feel like that's just all fancy words, though. A scout is going to say, he's, between 10 different spots. If you're talking about whether it be 28 or 38, is dynamic handling at 17 years old going to be what you used, or whatever buzzword you want to use is what you use?
And also the lack of pace when this kid's literally just lighting up one of the best junior leagues in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you're just sort of nitpicking a little bit too much there. I can get you can be low on a prospect, but to just pencil him in he's going to be 4th-line winger. There's definitely at least a lot more upside there, and it's not a terrible pick as to what I guess it thinks it would be.
Yeah,
he played in Russia all of his career. He's playing well, not right now, but before he moved to the U.S. and he's going to Michigan, so that'll probably be a good judge of his skill.
Well, even Tankathon had Greedon at 49, says Golden Gamer. So he's going to Michigan next year. That'll be interesting to see how he makes the jump from the USHL to playing in Michigan.
Yeah, him and Hage. No, some people had this guy as high as 21. 2 of these rankings have him at 21, 28. So he's definitely a first-round caliber player.
Jonas saying, "Who is Le Tourneau?"
Just
a beast, 6'7" centerman. That's who he is.
Don't mean to interrupt here, but I guess Slim isn't joining. I just noticed that Toronto traded for 31.
Yeah, they traded down from 24 to 31.
Wait.
Yeah, we got the stars pick coming up here. So I'm gonna bump. We went through. I'm gonna bump DeBrow. if I can be so bold.
Out of here.
Thank goodness, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Great choice, Data. Get that bum out of here.
I'm just gonna bump him for a second, and we're gonna get
There we go.
we're gonna get Doggy back in for the Stars pick.
No, why? What? No.
What? No, get this guy out of here. Bring back Dab out. He's better.
He's gonna be like, this
What's
guy's
up,
gonna be
guys?
a bust. What are
Hey
they
guys. Hey guys, what's up?
Team is done picking. Get Golden Gamer in here.
Golden's
Glad
waiting.
to
He's gonna
they're
be
up
in here
soon.
soon. I'm gonna get him after the Stars pick. Golden's gonna come back in.
I appreciate it, Data.
No problem. Landon, we'll move you out after 29 if that's okay. And we'll
All
get
right,
Golden.
I think we can get rid of him right now.
That's fine.
We can just give it a Doggy for like ever. I think she's
No.
a fan from the server.
I'm a
Yeah,
fan
I
of
feel,
your.
I feel like this is definitely either Ellick or Emery, just because they need
It's gotta
like,
be
depth
Emery,
defenseman a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
We need a ID.
It's kind
We
of
need-
crazy that Chernisov is falling this far because I felt like a lot of people just had him like consensus like top 20 guy. Like I get there's a
Yeah.
Russian factor with him, but I feel like he's really
Little
talented.
Russian factor. Derek
Yeah.
with the Russian factor.
No, it
We
would
gotta
be
get
a
our Dynasty
shame.
Hockey draft soon. When's
I'm
that
so
Dynasty
hyped for
draft?
the dynasty draft. man.
Yeah, dude, I
should
genuinely feel so bad for what's his name, Zykar. That
Yeah.
he was the worst team in the league, and then he fell to number 3 in the thing or whatever. And of course, number 2 I traded up, but like number 2 is the Russian factor there to snag Ivan Demidov the Hab away from him.
Wow. Number 3 can get Seneca.
Perfectly slotted right
I'm
where it
trading
should
up to
be.
number 3.
All right, picks for Landon. Any last wishes before the pick gets made?
Emery or Alec?
All right,
I want.
here we go.
What?
Proud to select from TPS Turku, Emil Hemming.
Yeah, Emil Hemming.
All right.
Wow. There you go. I like it.
Yeah,
That's a good pick too.
Well, happy belated birthday to Emil.
Whoever the Stars pick, just trust that they made the right pick.
Yeah, this
I
guy's
trust
gonna be a
Jim
future
Neal.
superstar.
I trust
He's
Jim Neal.
winning. He's winning a Hart Trophy. I guarantee it.
Emil Hemming, one of the guys we know a bit more from franchise mode and played for our San Francisco Starfleet squad.
He's a
at one
right
point.
wing.
I believe
He goes
so.
D.
Yeah,
Emil Hemming.
he is.
Yeah. He was ranked 40th. Yeah, right winger. Ranked 40th by Elite Prospects. Spent the majority of the season in Finland's top league there with TPS Turku. Shades of Nick Paul as a right winger, 6'2", 18 points in 13 games with TPS under 20, and 11 points in 40 games with TPS in Liga. Finland U18s, he scored 6 points in 5 games, and Finland U20s, he scored 2 points in 7 games. Okay. Elevator pitch, a borderline high-end shooter with a power forward flair, possesses handling skill and a projectable two-way game through a strong work ethic. He's a well-rounded power forward with translatable tools. There you go. 6'2" winger, distinguished himself playing at the Helinka Gretzky Cup. His shot is his offensive calling card. Didn't get great minutes in Liga, which has hurt his stock a little bit, but I like this pick for Dallas. I feel like it's a solid fit as well.
Yeah.
And occasional playmaking flash. That's about it. I like this selection for Dallas a lot. Landon, how you feeling?
I don't know. I trust Jim Neal, but I would have definitely gone a right D here. We don't even have enough right D as it is.
Jim Nilk didn't take his meds today for you.
All right.
Good old Jimmy.
I
Okay.
don't know,
Yeah,
he
but
didn't
now
play a lot, but I don't know. Y'all said he's good.
yeah, I like him a
Well,
lot. Is it the best organizational fit in terms of what you need? I don't know, maybe not. I have to
No.
look at it a bit closer. But
No, we're good.
if you're looking at best player available, he's probably of the forwards that are there. I'd say he was top 5 of the forwards available.
Yeah.
How be feeling Emery at 31 for Toronto?
I'm feeling Emery at 33. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so Landon, we'll thank you and we'll move you out for Golden Gamer if that's all right, since the Leafs pick is coming up. Thanks for joining us here, Landon. Longtime viewer on the channel, one of the legends in Discord server. He's a great part of our community. He's been slandered, but he's at the end of the day, he's a good one. Thanks, Landon.
Yep.
See. And that being said, thank you for your patience. Golden Gamer back on the line. I feel like I'm a producer of a radio station. Here.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem.
That's it. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks. Welcome, Golden.
Yeah.
Gamer.
Oh, that's true. And Dabrowski wants to get in for the Rangers. Okay, give me okay.
Kick doggy, kick doggy, kick doggy.
What the flip, dude?
Red or Beach, right? Could I bump you for one pick?
I could take a backseat for a pick.
Okay, I'll bump Red. That's Red, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll bump Red for a pick, and we'll add DeBrow back for the Rangers. Then we'll finish off with Red back in for 31.
I apologize to Red Boy, but my sincere apologies.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point here from Pat. Hard to
data.
draft for need when most of these guys are 2+ years out. No, so at this point, we're a big advocate for best player available.
Yeah.
Who is that best player available at this point? It's probably Basha or Emery in my mind.
That is who I'm hoping for the Leafs. I'm thinking Basha, Emery. Honestly, another one that I really love, Cole Hudson, for the main fact that Lane Hudson's on Montreal.
True.
Mm-hmm.
That would just be some funny stuff.
That'd be a crazy rivalry. Yeah.
No offense, Data, but when you switched me for Doggy, it was like trading Ovechkin for Nolan Patrick.
Really?
All right.
Buddy, you are not Ovechkin.
Brody, you are Nolan Patrick, bro. You are Nolan Patrick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like getting
I'm denying the allegations.
But like,
Hey,
I
buddy.
don't know.
Your Devils suck.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
We
I'm gonna need a whole panel like this for
Meet me in the parking lot, 3:30.
free agent frenzy on July 1st.
Wait, Debra, how did you react to number 10? I wasn't here.
I wasn't live in here.
Dude, I love the pick. I don't
Sounds
know.
like Philly might trade 32.
That was like the only player that they should have gone there, and they went him. So
because
I
the
thought he was
Rangers
perfect.
are going, I think it's time to cover the Devils. Siliev, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He has good build, ready for defense.
He's 6'7".
Hey, 6'7". He's good at physical, according to Elite Prospects.
Great skater, good passer.
Yeah,
I think that's a steal at 10.
yeah, I think so too. I think he'll fill in that spot that Muka Madulin had. Before he
retired, yeah. Before he retired.
Before he signed an 8-year deal with the San Jose Barracuda.
I would genuinely buy his jersey if he plays full time for San Jose.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, he will.
For the Barracuda.
He'll slot right in there in the top 4.
So the Rangers are obviously not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. They're a horrible team. I think Igor is going to get traded to.
They're really thinking for the future with this pick.
All right, Rangers pick is in. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
New York Rangers are proud to select from the U.S. National Program Eric Emery.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes
Sorry,
perfect
DeBrow.
sense.
I think Emery.
That's it. Let those tears out, baby.
Try more.
I think Emery
crying,
coming
keep crying.
to the Rangers.
Cope.
He would be an amazing player wherever, but the Rangers will make him a bust. Trust me, you learn from
Keep
Taco.
coping.
EJM's
No.
gonna score the Game 7 overtime winner against your
No.
poverty franchise.
Keep coping.
Just wait.
No,
Keep coping. Keep coping.
Legends never die, just like the Devils.
Get the baby bottle off for him.
Wait. No, he
Where the
won't
baby
score
bottle
the Game 7
emojis.
overtime
Everyone
winner.
spam your baby
No.
bottle emojis in the chat.
Baby bottle.
Baby bottle emojis.
Is he related to Ray Emery? I don't think he is. Not that I know.
Can we get a Devils rally in chat because they're the most superior team in the.
EJ
Yeah, I don't know.
Emery, shades of
Can we
Brandon
get
Carlo,
Can everybody
6'3"
spam in
right-handed
chat the
defenseman.
Devils suck for me?
I didn't know I was. I didn't know if I was muted, so I stopped.
Yeah, that was a good pick though. I like that.
There you go. There are the baby bottles. Thank you. Perfect.
Yeah, my dope.
Let's see. So committed to the University of North Dakota for next season. 6'3" right-handed defenseman, shades of Brandon Carlo, with the National Team Development Program, 16 points in 61 games, 6 assists in 7 games with the U18s, a potential top 4 defenseman with top-end rush defense and plenty of speed, but will have to add more puck-moving skills to get there. Most of the U.S. National Team Development Program's defensive skills were packaged in one defenseman, that being E.J. Emery. He acted as the insulator, the shutdown piece, the main penalty killer, the safety net, and the initiator for a team that mostly endeavored to play on the offensive side of the puck. And he filled those roles extremely well. Emery absorbs and erases opposing rushes with smooth backward strides and a stable, perfect posture. Chiropractors beware. Stick in front of him, extended but not overreaching. He pushes opponents wide and pivots onto them, knocking the puck away with a precise poke check. Often tasked with covering for his partner, Emery also learned to skate forward and draw long arcs in the neutral zone to close on opponents and force them to get rid of the puck. It's as if it's like the people who write the greeting cards for Hallmark. Like you have a one sentence sentiment and they stretch it into a paragraph.
Yeah.
Attackers can't shake him. He's a high end skater. Needs to work on some stuff in the defensive zone. Don't expect any offense. The occasional give and go and deceptive pass gave us hope, but mostly limited himself to a simple breakout pass and shots from the point. He avoided egregious turnovers, but rarely created advantages for his team. So, yeah, that being said, at 30th overall, I'd be perfectly happy with EJ Emery. I think he has future second pair potential. Worst case, he's on your third pair, and that's okay. But I think he's definitely NHLer. And the Rangers get another defenseman in their system. As they kept their first round pick, they didn't move at the deadline. And now they move forward with another guy in the system.
He would have been better in Dallas.
I feel like this is honestly who the Leafs wanted. Kind of funny in the hockey channel. Palm was like, bro, do we just get screwed from the Rangers? I feel like they did.
Maybe, eh?
Yeah. Unless they're actually going Cole Hudson, but.
And EJ, by the way, at the fitness test in the combine, first for vertical jump, first for no arm jump, first for horizontal jump, and fourth for wingspan. So there you go for EJ Emery. Now with the Leafs pick coming up, I'm gonna go ahead and move DeBrow back out since we brought him in quickly for the Rangers.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all the baby bottles. I will gladly. I'm gladly gonna enjoy those baby bottles, especially when the Wild are the first overall pick and they draft the worst player impossible. Thank you,
buddy. We'll make
you,
the
everybody.
playoffs. You're going to be a bottom 9 team in the league. Get out of here.
Red boy, welcome back.
Get this bum out of here. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so glad he's
Everybody
gone.
can rejoice. Yeah. Now let's get Doggy out of here and make it.
I feel like. Yeah, just killed.
We can still improve. We can get Doggy out of here. That's perfect.
Okay.
All right, next up, we have the Maple Leafs at pick number 31. So with Emery gone, it's making me think, would I be crazy to say that the potential of the Leafs taking Kiviharju is making me think of when the Leafs took Timothy Liljegren? Because Liljegren at the time, at one point, was a top 5 prospect, top 10 prospect in that draft. And he dropped to what, like mid-20s? Same for Kiviharju, where he was once thought of as top 12, top 15, maybe even top 10 at some points. But here he is available at 31. He might end up being a second-round guy even. Do the Leafs take a chance and say, hey, we need defense. This guy has shown the upside. He's dropped this far. EJ Emery just went. Let's go for it. Or they take a forward instead. But I feel like defense is the more pressing need.
Yeah, I feel like
they could.
Definitely, I don't like they could take Kiviharju, but I feel like it'd just be that doesn't seem like a Leafs pick.
Yeah,
I feel like they go for more of like a safer, like defensively minded Alec.
Okay,
but we shall see.
Yeah, I see that.
I don't know. I'm still thinking it might be like a Cole Hudson, maybe Basha, something like that.
Yeah,
I know Basha wouldn't make sense because he's a forward and they just drafted Easton Cowan last year. But I feel like with the fact that he's still here at 31, he might be somebody they can't pass up.
Yeah.
Like 85 points in 63 games, 30 goals.
Cole Hudson, you're saying?
He was talking about Basha, but he's saying.
Okay, Basha.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay.
I think Philly might want Basha here. They just need to go like best player available. After that, in my opinion, disastrous, just whole process with the 12th, 13th pick. Yeah.
All right, Leafs are moving in. The pick is in.
Oh boy, here we go.
So they end up trading the possibility to draft Baudouin or anyone from 24 to 30. And now they'll get to select this player at 31.
Oh boy.
Toronto selects from the Oshawa Generals Ben Danford.
Ben Danford.
I don't have a lot on that guy. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who this is.
Right shooting defenseman.
And of interest here, the Oshawa Generals have been quite a nice.
Ben Danford ranked 30th. Ranked 30th by Elite Prospects, goes 31st. Shades of Dylan Sandberg and Brett Kulak. So take that for what you will.
Some real
Oshawa Generals this year, 1 goal, 32 assists, 33 points in 52 games with Oshawa. A steady shutdown defenseman with NHL details. Like we said, that's the safe pick that they'd probably go for. Yep.
Yeah.
Mobility and retrievals. Not a consistent creator, but the desire and flashes of high-level playmaking are there. 6 foot, right-handed, 176-pound defenseman. Danford thinks the game in a more advanced way than most. He was third amongst OHL defensemen in the playoffs with 10 points in 21 games as well. Knows how to defend in zone and how to move the puck up the ice, but he couldn't always execute his ideas in the early parts of the season. The puck would spring off his stick in the middle of a maneuver and he would trip attempting to pivot and close in on an opponent. Not great. But Danford started showing more and more abilities to retrieve and move pucks under pressure. He won more of his one-on-one engagements. More smooth than explosive. His position partly explains his early struggles, but he spent a large part of the season playing the left side next to fellow right shot Luca Morelli. So,
I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and in a different situation, playing more natural position, it says Danford's production and overall skill level may have shined a bit more. That's something we have to take into account when projecting him. But with continued skill development, Danford could become a top 4 NHLer down the line. He's the perfect project pick in the early part of the second round. And here he goes at 31 to the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. Philly's up
I
next.
will say I feel like it was an okay pick. I feel like there could have been better selections out there. But I'll see what they're up to with this guy. Who knows?
Yeah.
He might
It's a little
be
boring.
right now.
That just leaves some better players there
All
at
right,
33.
Davo, keep crying. Keep crying.
That's
that
it.
Data
It's
likes him
a
more
safe
than you.
pick. It's not
Baby
flashy.
bottle out. Get the baby bottle out. For the brow.
Possibly another trade here, says Mighty Joe. And by the way, Pat, Oshawa means they don't have to spring for a plane ticket. Shrewd move by the Maple Leafs. Yeah,
Of
very well
course.
said. Alec is just better at everything than Danford, isn't he? Would you say so? That's what Halby's asking.
Alec, maybe.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, Alec was more like consensusly like just like higher than him, and it does seem like they do have like a lot of like the same traits. It's like maybe like a more boring pick, but they're very like solid defensively. I don't know.
So in the end here, pick 32. No Nachas trade, no Gensel signings, no big moves. Like trades for picks, yes, but no personnel moving around the NHL. That'll be saved for the next coming days, couple of days until free agency. So, of course, as I mentioned earlier, make sure that you're subscribed to not miss out on any breaking news and analysis as it happens. On top of the NHL career simulations coming your way, the Demidov sim coming tomorrow. I'm not sure what time, but it's coming tomorrow. The Demidov simulation will be happening tomorrow, as we'll just wait on pick 32 from the Flyers. Last year was 3 hours and 45. That's the time we've gotten to right now. It will probably go to about 3 hours 50 plus. What a night. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again in 2025. Trade sounds like maybe it's Philadelphia and Edmonton. Could the Oilers be trading into the first round here, as they've had no selection so far? Interesting.
What are the
Oilers
guys?
could use a
I don't
little
touch them
pick
up.
here.
They're supposed to be 31. They might get 32.
Talk about having a local flavor sometimes, and that's been something the Leafs have tried to cut. Is these guys in Southern Ontario, whether it's via trade, via free agency, or via the draft, bringing guys home who could perform in front of the home crowd, essentially.
Well, it's tough. The media pressure is really difficult.
Media,
there, so
go
you better
media.
be of the
Of
character.
course.
You better have the
The
skin if you're going to
Classic
be
Nick
playing in the
media.
market.
Classic
That's just a simple fact of the matter. And I think when you're doing your due diligence and your background checks on these players, you want to make sure that if they get into a situation where things get difficult, you're going to be able to handle it.
Now, Jason, any thoughts on that?
No, I totally agree with that. Absolutely. I mean, the pressure's on. As soon as a Toronto Maple Leaf, I don't care where you're from in the world, as soon as you're a Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick, the pressure's on immediately for sure. You're going to be under the microscope.
All right. Well, Brad Treliving, he knows all about the pressure of Toronto. He's with our Elliot Friedman.
Can we get this pick, please?
Little Brad.
Speaking of
have to drag it
videos,
out.
and this kind of how we're doing now, we're gonna have a video. I'm not sure when it's gonna go up. I might just save it for next week when I'm on vacation. But Pat and I did a little collab of it's like an hour and a half podcast style video. I won't spoil what it is just yet, but that'll come out sometime in the next week and a half, and that's just ready to get posted whenever. But I want to save. I want to try and save some content to be posted while I'm not here as well. Here's Landon in the chat. Hello, Landon.
That's an exciting thing coming up.
There you go. Road trip next week. Exactly. There you go. There's an hour and a half of content for you, Dice.
Yeah.
So where are you going again?
It's gonna be a busy summer. I'm going to Actually, I just want to make sure I don't miss out on a trade here. Are the Flyers making their pick? No, they're waiting. So I'm going down to visit my fiance and her family because they don't live very, very close by. So it takes a trip. So I'm going to go and visit my fiance and her family. And then they'll be coming up here after that. So that'll be hosting on my end.
Okay.
And after that, I'll have the end of July open. And then into August, I'll be going to Florida, as I usually do for a week or two. Well, usually the last couple of years.
You go see my Panthers?
Yeah, I'm going to go see your Panthers. I'll go see my Marlins.
You can visit me. I'm in Amarillo.
Go visit my Marlins. My Marlins. Me and Slims.
Obviously, I'm intrigued about that idea there.
Sounds like something's definitely going to be happening with the Flyers here. Their time has run out, and they're still standing around. So the Flyers, who traded...
It's an Edmonton trade.
Where did they trade from again? They traded from 12 to 13. Now they're going to trade down from 32 to fill in the blank, as Edmonton seems to be moving up here. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Waking everybody up here.
Oh my God. Trade, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Philadelphia trades the 32nd pick in this year's draft to the Edmonton Oilers.
There you go.
For Edmonton's first-round pick, either in 2025 or 2026 with some conditions.
Interesting.
But Philly trades 32 to Edmonton for Edmonton's first-round pick in 2025 or 2026. So, Edmonton, you're on the clock.
I don't know if I like that pick. I like that trade.
They
must have a guy I like. Maybe it's Elliott.
I don't know. That's really.
I don't know if I like that. To trade you're trading for the last pick of the first round, and you're giving up, unless you're winning the Stanley Cup, you're giving up a better pick.
No, the condition's probably like if we win the cup, it moves to a first rounder, but it's probably like a second rounder.
That could be it.
It's probably like some really like specific pick. Like really hard to move up pick, honestly.
Okay. So we'll see who the Oilers are going to be selecting with having done that. Yeah, a bit of an odd deal for 32, but we'll see what happens.
There's still a couple names that are still out there for them to pick.
Slimmy baby fell asleep. Slim, he kills me. He wants me to. He's calling me on Discord at 7:30.
Oh my gosh.
As we're live, and then when it's time for him to get in, he's asleep.
It's bedtime for him.
Yeah, I guess he fell asleep. Poor
He's
guy.
got to cry away that horrible.
That's it. He got put down in the crib, and that's it.
Get the baby bottle out.
That's it. Get the bottles out, boys.
Gary's
All right, so
still
the
tucking him
last
in the
pick
bed.
of the draft coming up here now to the Edmonton Oilers. Oilers needs, I don't know. Are we thinking it's finally time for Basha or Kivihari? We've been saying their names for a while now. Or if I had to put money on it, it's someone that we're not even thinking about. Whose name we haven't said once.
Oh yeah, somebody's probably gonna be ranked like in the 50s or something.
All right, Oilers are up.
What was the trade again? Sorry, I missed it.
First for a first.
2025 or 2026 goes.
The Edmonton Oilers are proud to select from the London Knights, the Ontario Hockey League, Sam O'Reilly.
There you go.
Sam O'Reilly.
Sam O'Reilly.
Hard-nosed playoff guys with
hard-nosed playoff guy, yeah, a guy who
That's what they need.
Golden had thought maybe the Leafs would think about.
They're trying to counter our Panthers here.
That's it.
Yeah, they're a little.
They can't beat our Panthers.
They're still a little hungover from my Panthers. They got PTSD 7, of course, from what they experienced.
Sam O'Reilly ranked 48th by Elite Prospects. Shades of Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah?
Is he related to him?
Great question, eh? Shades of Ryan O'Reilly. Is he related? I wouldn't think so. Common name. Finished with the third most points among OHL rookies with 56 points in 68 games. Yeah, 20 goals and 36 assists. 56 in 68. A relentless shutdown defensive center with physicality, details, and a clever, quick touch passing game. Every draft has its players who immediately outperform their draft position with an explosive draft +1 season. Sam O'Reilly is one of the class's best bets. The 6'1" centerman was an impressive supporting player on the London Knights and ramped up the high-end offense as the lights brightened. Let's see. He keeps his possessions short. Defensive skill and detail drove his value. Flashes of dynamic skill show that O'Reilly has what it takes to be a play driver. Patterns and skills of a much more dynamic transition player than he is. Even if O'Reilly's offensive game never reaches its full potential, he brings the details and physical skills to thrive in a checking role, and we're anticipating a breakout season next year. Yeah, I like that pick for the Oilers. Solid name right there. And in the end, ladies and gentlemen, here is your first round of the 2024 NHL Entry Draft from Celebrini to O'Reilly. Demidov! Let's go!
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's big. That is big. No one can slander me away from that.
Wait, Data, look what I put in #hockey. It'll change your mind.
Will it? Okay, here we go.
No.
Who would you rather get, Mitchkov and or Demidov and Rafa? Huge decades. I feel it.
Oh my.
So everyone, keep an eye out. First and foremost, for those of you who joined at different times, or for those of you who were here for the full 3 hours and 53+ minutes, thanks everybody for taking the time to enjoy. We'll always be here every year, barring any major thing that happens. Even if I end up having one video a year, I think this would be the one. So thanks everybody for taking the time to enjoy the draft. We'll be live with other breaking news analysis streams throughout the next week as the World of Hockey continues and free agency gets started. We'll be live at noon on July 1st for Free Agent Frenzy. And we have the first Demidov simulation coming tomorrow, but then many more sims to come after that. So let me know your thoughts on who you want to see and keep an eye out for Demidov. Subscribe to not miss out on any of those. Good night, Dice. Good night, Cat, Dad, Gamer. Good night, everybody. And of course, a special thank you to everyone who took the time to be a guest here. First time we include guests. And when I'm talking for almost 4 hours, having guests helps a lot. I was able to eat a made good bar and a little bag of goldfish, which went a very long way. So thanks for giving me that support, gentlemen. And I look forward to having you again, whether it be for free agency or anything else.
Yeah, we'll do. Absolutely.
I'll see you guys.
It was a pleasure.
It was fun.
Thanks, gang.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
It was fun. I feel like everyone here is pretty happy with what we were left with.
Yeah, I think we're happy enough here.
Oh, yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, gang. So I'll start removing you one by one. I'll just start clicking the remove button. So if everyone got their final goodbye in, I'll start removing everyone. So we'll see you in the Discord server.
Everybody.
Doggy, I want your tears. Dabba, I know you're still listening. Give me tears. Tears, everyone.
Everyone in this draft class.
Zeev Booyum is gonna be the best pick. Data, Couple Sky Demo's a bust. Hage is a bust. All have the busts.
Thank you. Okay, everybody, there's the stream. That was a fun time. We enjoyed another marathon of a stream. Thanks for being here. I'm very excited. I'm gonna go to bed like it's Christmas Eve to get excited for this Demidov sim that I'm gonna start doing tomorrow. I'm gonna do it ASAP. It's all I'll be thinking about. So yeah, get excited. And the faster I do it, the faster it can be out. So hopefully mid-afternoon. It probably takes about, I don't know, probably takes about 8 hours. So if I start maybe at 7, I don't know, who knows, 5, 6 p.m., something like that. Keep an eye out for it. Thanks, everyone. Leave a like if you enjoyed. And, of course, subscribe to not miss out on any of those uploads. Join us, all of these lovely people you heard from tonight and saw in the comments, and 600 plus more. No, ignore it. I love you, London. I love you. Are in the Discord server. So join us. The link for that is in the description. We're always breaking news, talking hockey, slandering, and sharing the love. Can't wait to see you in there. So it will be that much stronger with you it will be that much stronger of a community with you as a part of it. And we'd love to have you join. Thanks, everybody, once again. Enjoy your evenings. Have a great weekend ahead. Keep an eye out for the Demidov sim and the free agency live stream coming out. That'll be on July 1st, and much more here on the channel. Much love. Thanks for being here. Ivan Demidov, you are a Montreal Canadian. And good night.